yes baseball. Brought to you by the Home Depot. With the guaranteed low price and the know-how to make every dollar work harder. You can do it. We can help. By Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. By Aflac. Ask about it at work. And by Avodart.
It's another cold one here in Atlanta. Game time temperature 44 degrees and the wind blowing out toward right at 17 to 20 miles an hour. So bundle up, stay warm today. Here's Freddie Gonzalez, the starting lineup for the 6-4 Florida Marlins. Hanley Ramirez, Dan Uggla, and the hot-hitting Miguel Cabrera, who leads the National League in 3 different categories, will lead it off. Mike Jacobs in the cleanup spot, followed by Willingham, Olivo, and Borchard. Alfredo Amezaga gets a start in center field, and Scott Olson is the pitcher. Tim Hudson on the mound, 4-0 in his career against the Marlins with a 2.00 ERA.
And he'll face Hanley Ramirez, who promptly smacks the first pitch into left field. This Sunday afternoon game starts much like Friday night's game. First pitch of the game, Ramirez hit it safely, and he's aboard and is a pest for this Florida offense.
They've been a little bit like the Mets in that they've been scoring early in the ball game, putting some pressure on their opponents. And a large part of that, Hanley Ramirez,
who is playing with a hamstring issue. He missed some time because of that. And you know, Freddie Gonzalez and the Marlins will pay very close attention to him on this cold, windy day in Atlanta. Here's Dan Uggla, and he takes a sinker for a strike. Uggla hitting .282, a homer, and 5 runs batted in. Friday night, the Marlins won 11-4. Uggla had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, scored a run, and walked once.
Dan Uggla's got some big guns for a guy that's only about 5'10" or 5'11". I guess when your arms are that big, they don't get cold. I wouldn't know.
He doesn't have shirt sleeves, I know that. And it is very, very uncomfortable here in Atlanta.
Umpires for today's game, they'll try to stay warm as well. Paul Nauert behind the plate. Marvin Hudson at first, Tom Hallion at second, and the crew chief Jerry Davis works at third. All with their coats on and gloves.
Ball into strike. And Uggla now behind in the count. 1-2. This Marlin club leads the National League in hitting. 11 home runs. They're averaging 6 runs per game. And much of that damage, unlike the Washington club, Joe, they jump out early.
First 3 innings, like I was saying, they get on you early, force you to play from behind.
Tim just missed 2 balls. 2 strikes.
I mentioned the improvement in his split finger pitch on a cold day. That's a little bit hard to get the feel for, though. He's had great movement on his fastball too, throwing a little harder this year than last. Some late movement that's been running in on the right-handers.
Runners going on a 2-2 pitch. It gets away from McCann. Ramirez slides in safely but doesn't know where the baseball is. So he steals a base. He's 4 for 4 this year in that category. And a runner at second, nobody out, and full count for Uggla.
This was a slider, and Brian, in his haste to try to get in a position to throw and have a chance to throw out Ramirez, tried to pancake that ball in the dirt, and it got away from him.
So the Marlins, another reason why they're scoring so many runs early, they're hitting over 300 as a team this year with runners in scoring position. Let's see what Uggla does here with a full count. Deep in the hole, it's short. Only 1 play for Renteria, and he can't make that. Perfectly placed ball. His momentum carrying him toward third. Edgar thought about trying to get Ramirez. Instead, the Marlins have him first and third. Nobody out, and infield hit.
Well, they put the game away early 2 nights ago behind Dontrell Willis, and they scored 5 in the first. They're going to try to duplicate that here this afternoon. Uggla's ground ball, not one that typically gets a runner over from second to third, but did it one better. He's actually on base for Cabrera too.
So Cabrera, third on the all-time Florida RBI list with Derek Lee. He has 13 this year. The Braves will gladly trade a run for a double play ball, but Atlanta's turned just 2 double plays defensively.
That's the lowest number in the major leagues.
Bad weather all up and down the East Coast has already forced several postponements. The Angels and Red Sox were postponed. The Giants and Pirates were postponed. Mets and Nationals, Houston and Phillies all rained out today.
Yeah, they were rained out early too.
Double play ball. 6-4. Good turn Johnson. No RBI Cabrera, who moves very slowly down that first base line. Ramirez scores on the play. The Marlins lead 1-0, but the bases are empty with 2 out now.
That was a good trade for Tim Hudson. First and third, nobody out. Give up a run. 2 out now, nobody on. Good turn by Kelly. The Braves are up to 3 double plays.
Woohoo! Here's Mike Jacobs. Jacobs, the former Met, hitting .343 with a couple of homers and 6 knocked in. Mike did not play in the series opener. Aaron Boone did over at first.
By the way, no RBI for Miguel Cabrera. If you hit into a double play and a run scores, you do not get credit for an RBI.
Jacobs rolls over that. Craig Wilson handles the 2-hopper, and Hudson out of the first inning. A run on 2 hits, none left. Braves coming up, down a run here at Turner Field.
The action, the tradition, the passion. It's Braves TBS baseball. Jeff Rancour and a crew of eager contenders look to charge back to the top of the NL East and regain domination.
Breaking ball, fly ball, deep left field. Jeff Rancour wins it.
Braves TBS baseball all season long. Brought to you by MLB 07 The Show, exclusively on PlayStation.
23 trips to the doctor, 7 trips to the vet, 76 trips to the grocery store, 3 weekend getaways, 1 vacation with everything on it, 4 recitals, 23 soccer games, away, and back and forth to work every day in between. You depend on your vehicle for a lot over the course of a year. Make sure it stays dependable with regularly scheduled maintenance at your local Napa Auto Care Center.
Hey, what's wrong?
Joe's athlete's foot. He takes me off, puts me on, takes me off, smearing on those creams over and over.
Ah, show him the new stuff. It's new Lamisil Gel Advanced.
It's blue?
Yes, its revolutionary cooling gel penetrates faster, and it gets rid of athlete's foot with half the treatments of the other stuff. It's the most advanced medicine out there.
Half the treatments. Never heard of that before.
That's because it's new, laddie.
New Lamisil Gel Advanced. Half the treatments, all the cure.
Come spring and summer, our yard is our family room. We sleep in there, but we definitely live out here. We like a healthy lawn, and it's got to be durable, and our lawn really is both.
A healthy lawn means that we can get out there, feel comfortable in the grass.
We use Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. It feeds the lawn, and it kills dandelions.
We hate dandelions. We don't like to have them around.
I got some good old-fashioned grass stains on my pants. That's a sign of a good day. We had a lot of fun and want to do it again tomorrow. That's our Scott's lawn.
And now there's new Turf Builder Max, the weed and feed that also stops crabgrass.
Bobby Cox, the starting lineup this afternoon, has Kelly Johnson at the top of the order, followed by Edgar Renteria. See that Kelly's been doing a good job of getting on base for the Braves. Jones, Francoeur in the middle of the lineup. Brian McCann bats 6th, the lefty pitching today. Then Diaz, Wilson, and Hudson. The pitcher is Scott Olson. He's dandy, 23 years old, 6'5", 215, out of the Chicago area, a 6th-round pick back in 2002. He's off to a good start this year, as you see, 2-0. But the Braves have handled him pretty well. An ERA over 9 last year in 3 starts, and over 9, almost 10 in his career against Atlanta in 4 starts. He's got a fastball and a slider, but the slider looks a little bit like a curveball, kind of breaks down.
So let's see how Kelly fares against him as the Braves batsmen come up for the first time. Braves 7-3, looking to snap a modest slide of 2 consecutive games. Outfield swings around toward left with Kelly up there, and he hits it that way. Shallow left center. Willingham and a Mezziga. It'll be Willingham in left. 1 man down.
The wind will be a factor today, especially anything hitting the air toward the right field foul pole. See, the flags are starched that way.
Edgar Renteria bats .342 his average, a couple of homers. He's knocked in 6. Talked about the Florida offense. Tops in the National League. Atlanta's offense collectively hitting just .230 this year. Yet scoring 4.5 runs a game. And with the excellent work by the bullpen and the starting staff, with the exception of Mark Redmond, who's had 2 really rough outings. That's why the Braves are 7-3. They're not out hitting people, they're out pitching them.
They're out homering them too, Chip.
Yeah.
Home runs accounting for a lot of their runs.
3 balls, no strikes to Renteria.
This guy has walked a few people. He had 9 walks in his first 10 1/3, now 10 2/3 innings. He walked 4 in his last start. Beat the Phillies, only went 5 innings.
And 4 straight puts Edgar aboard in front of Chipper Jones. So with 1 out, Braves have a threat working in their first at bat. Chipper trying to conclude what's been a very good offensive homestand for him. He's hitting .321 here at Turner Field, 9 for 28 and .289 on the year. Well, it seems like the Braves have seen left-handers every day this year.
There's tons of them in this homestand.
So Chipper getting a lot of right-handed at bats. Five in a row out of the zone. 1 ball, no strikes.
Fastball at 90. That's about the range for Scott Olson, somewhere in the high 80s to low 90s.
Ready, come on.
Right side of the plate's been a good side for Chipper dating back to the end of spring training when he was locked in. Homered off of Dontrell here a couple of nights ago. Into the left field seats, his 2nd homer of the year.
Very short-lead at first by Renteria. And fouled off Olivo behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That looked like that pitch that he throws that he calls a slider. Most sliders are a little flatter than this. I think that was just straight change. My mistake on that, but it is his break on his slider is more 12-6, even though he calls it a slider.
Missed the corner, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the point you're making, a slider is more of a darting pitch, whereas the curveball rolls on its break. Well, he's a big kid, you're right. 6'5", 215, a lot of downward angle the way he lets go of the baseball. 2-2. Now full count. Decision time for Bobby. Do you run here?
Sure thing. Green light. Don't get picked off. Got to get a late start so you don't get picked off, but trust that Chipper's going to put it in play and try to stay out of a double play if he hits it on the ground.
Big hole right side. Ogla playing up the middle at second base. Runner is going, and Chipper took a shot at right. Cold day like this, you got to maybe try to force feed some offensive opportunities. As Joe mentioned, with the way the wind's blowing, it's going to be tough to hit the ball out of the ballpark. You have to hit and run, steal some bases, single the opposition to death if you can. And that has not been the way the Braves offense has worked most of the year this year. We'll see what happens today.
That's why you don't take a big lead and try to get your best jump in this situation, is because if you get picked off on this 3-2 count, you really haven't accomplished anything. The idea is just to try to stay out of the double play. It's not a stolen base effort here.
He's going. 3-2 pitch popped our way and into the upper deck.
Neither team took batting practice on the field. They took advantage of the under the stadium batting tunnels. Well, Braves third base coach Freddie Gonzalez has his club off to a good start.
And they head to Houston next. Braves head to Washington for a quick 2-game series. 3-2, swing and a miss. Olivo's throw right on Ronnie. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. And the first inning is in the books. Marlins get an early run and lead 1-0.
Wood finishing projects can feel too big to tackle, but Minwax always makes it easy with rich wood stains and clear protective finishes. It's that simple. Minwax makes and keeps wood beautiful.
Nicorette Fruit Gel, the stop-smoking gum that helps fight cravings and is coated with a grapefruit flavor. So you might actually use it, which means this time it could help you quit. Nicorette Fruit Gel. Start chewing, start quitting.
Take me out to Esurance. Take me to Savings Online. Auto insurance that's hassle-free. When you buy it, instantly let me quote. Buy with Daddy Insurance. If you don't save, it's a shame. For it's $100, $200, $300 you could save with the insurance name.
Save time and money on your auto insurance at Esurance.
Hello, ladies.
Mattress World has the largest selection in the Northwest.
No one has more big brand names to choose from.
No one has more innerspring mattresses, latex, air beds, NASA-designed memory foam, and adjustable beds.
You always get a comfort guarantee, fast delivery, and the best finance options. If we can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, then the mattress is free.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
Mattress World off I-205, exit 12, 8 blocks north of Clackamas Fred Meyer.
The most magical adventure of the year begins like this.
Who invited you on board? What is this place?
From the creators of Shrek, Yost, and Madagascar.
They call me Shocky.
Get ready to get down. Flushed away.
Hit movies without the trip to the video store. On demand with Comcast Digital Cable.
Nothing as we go to the top of the second and show you a Marlins timeline that featured a World Championship in 1997, the first wild card team to do that. Team was sold twice, once in 99 and 2002, World Champions again in 03, and since then a lot of roster changes, 7 via trades, 4 via free agency. That also does not include their manager of the year last year being let go in Joe Girardi.
Josh Willingham starts it off for the Marlins. Yeah, that is one of the most remarkable things about this franchise, I think. First of all, the 2 World Championships very quickly in their young history. Number 2, the amount of terrific players they have drafted, scouted, developed. Has a chance for Chipper behind the bag at third. Good play, 1 out. But you think about all the payroll restrictions that they've had, guys they've had to move before they've gotten to arbitration or before they declared free agency. Everybody in baseball knew that the Marlins had huge financial issues, yet they've been able to extract great talent from other organizations in exchange for the players they've traded.
Right, and that was what led to the sale of the team back in '99. Wayne Huizinga owned the team when they won the World Championship in '97. Right after that, you expect to capitalize on it at the ticket windows. You know, people come flocking in to watch the World Champions, but he stripped the team of all its stars and veterans, and the team was sold in '99 to John Henry, who subsequently sold it to Jeffrey Loria. When Loria was kind of musical chairs from a team standpoint. Loria owned the Expos.
Right.
He sold that to Major League Baseball. Right. Took his sale money, bought the Marlins. John Henry took his money and bought the Red Sox. Musical chairs.
Ball and a strike for Olivo. And I think it's worked out well. The Red Sox have a championship. Jeffrey Loria has a championship. Baseball rid itself of the Expos problem, put them in Washington, where they're going to have a new stadium.
Made a nice, tidy profit.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And talking to some of the Marlins people, the big issue for their organization, quite obviously, is the ballpark. Are they going to get one or are they not? And it's been an ongoing saga down in South Florida. They are probably more optimistic about it now than they've ever been.
Yeah, I hope they do. I hope baseball stays down there. I think it'd be a big mistake to let it get away. I know the fan turnout has not been quite what they wanted, but maybe with a new stadium of their own, it would change.
Olivo to the right side. Craig Wilson, good play to his right, bad throw, and that'll cost T.Hudson. Catcher running. Craig rushed his play, and that should be an error on him.
He was ranged out there quite a ways towards second base and didn't feel comfortable going underhand here, so he went with an overhand throw, but he didn't lead Tim enough.
And it is an error on Craig Wilson at first. And now Joe Borchard will bat, hitting .241 with a homer and 5 driven in. Both these clubs are off to good starts defensively, that play notwithstanding. Florida's made just 2 errors. That's the 7th for the Braves. Runners going, first pitch. And skied out of play, foul. The other issue for the Florida club with regards to fan support, you're right about having the fans' hearts broken the year after they won the World's Championship. It was strictly a business decision. I would imagine Mr. Huizinga said, look, we won the World's Championship and I lost 10, 15, 20 million, whatever the number was. I did everything right. This shouldn't be this way.
Yeah, but the year to capitalize and get some of that back is the next year.
I agree. But the other big issue is weather, as we know. Line, Chipper called back, long throw across, can he double up? Yes! Olivo wandered too far off the bag, and Chipper Jones made him pay. Second double play in as many innings, bails out Tim Hudson in the second with the Marlins up a run.
Separate yourself from the herd. The innovative Ridgeline from Honda.
My cholesterol was out of whack. My bad cholesterol was high, and my good cholesterol was low. But I went online and I got this free Getting It Right kit. I learned that with my health factors, it was even more important that I get my cholesterol where my doctor wants. Now, he has me on Crestor. Crestor, along with diet, can lower the bad cholesterol. It can also raise the good. So is Crestor right for you? Ask your doctor. Mine said Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. And simple blood tests will check for liver problems. He also said to tell him about other medicines I'm taking, or if I have muscle pain or weakness, that could be a sign of serious side effects. Is your cholesterol out of whack? Go to gettingitright.com and get your free Getting It Right kit. Crestor helps get your cholesterol right.
If you're without prescription coverage and can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
An important lesson I learned is to never give up.
Major League Baseball and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America teach kids the importance of never giving up.
Home run, Big Papi spikes again!
Big kid, big effort, big smile. I guess that's why they call me Big Papi.
Major League Baseball is a proud sponsor of the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Together, they create a positive place for kids.
Fans, it's time for the know-how question of the game, built by the Home Depot. And if you have a question for us on this chilly Sunday, send us an email, and if chosen, we'll answer it later in the game. If you could send some heaters with you and maybe some hand warmers, that would be appreciated too. Send that email to tbsmailbag@atlantabraves.com, and please tell us your name and where you're from and what the temperature is there.
Yeah, I said on the radio side before the game, I always wanted to know what July in Nome, Alaska was like.
Well, here's number 42.
Andrew Jones wearing Jackie Robinson's number on this very special day. Heard Mark Fine mentioning it in our open as well. A lot of teams, a lot of players obviously wearing that permanently retired number by Major League Baseball, and just wanted to get your impression, Joe, of the players who feel that more guys wearing it is watering down its meaning. I don't understand that myself.
I don't get it either, Chip. I would think that they would all be quite honored to have this opportunity on a day like this. Standing in line.
Come on, Joe.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Of course, Jackie Robinson debuted 60 years ago today with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And it's not just the players who are honoring Jackie Robinson today. Walter Banks, longtime Usher, and great ambassador for the Braves, wearing Jackie's number 42 today, too.
Usher to the stars and presidents.
Yes.
He looks great down there in his gear today. A baseball historian in his own right. And a marvel with numbers and recalling numbers of players from bygone days.
Two-2 to Andrew. Hard hit ball right to Cabrera at third. Boy, he's made 3 or 4 plays like that already in this series. He looks awfully smooth. And a quick first out in the bottom of the second inning.
He made a lot of errors last year in April. And then from the beginning of May on, he had the best fielding percentage of any third baseman in the National League. And a lot of the errors early on last year were attributed to being a little overweight. He thought he came to camp a little heavy, and it took him a while to get some of his weight off. Think he's got enough eye black on today?
Here's Frank Gore.
Yeah, sun's not even out. Golly.
Jeffrey.
Good cut there by Francura, who's had a good homestand. 8 for 25 with a couple of homers.
Down 2 quick strikes. All the other National League baseball is later. Milwaukee's in St. Louis. Reds play the Cubs. Colorado's in Arizona. San Diego and the Dodgers. As Jeff rolls to the right side with 2 strikes, Ugla takes care of him, and we join Mark Fine for the first time on Jackie Robinson Day. Mark.
Well, thanks, Chip. Check this out. Curtis Granderson wearing number 42. Pickoff move by Josh Towers. And, yeah, Granderson doing his best impression. Booking around third and coming home. And look at the slide. Safe. 1-0 Detroit, guys.
Thank you, Mark. Toronto's got to be concerned. They just lost their closer, B.J. Ryan, to the disabled list. His elbow has flared up. He blew another save yesterday.
That was his second blown save of the year. Last year he didn't have his second blown save until July. Hal, is that right? July 16th.
McCann lines over short. There's the first Braves hit. It comes with 2 outs. And Marlin killer Matt Diaz is up. Many folks thought Toronto had a shot to be very competitive, if not make the playoffs out of that East, but not if they don't have their closer.
No, it'll be tough.
B.J. Ryan.
Troy Gloss has been hurt too. Third baseman.
So here's Diaz, who had 22 hits last year against Florida pitching. He's got 1 so far this year. Loves the first pitch, but not that one.
That was a great pitch, though, by Olsen to a hitter that you know likes to swing at the first pitch. Just tantalize him a little bit off the plate, down some, see if he'll chase it.
That one broken back. Ugla, big hop from the outfield grass. Throws to first in time. And that will retire the side. Braves get a Brian McCann single, and that is all. On to the third we go. 1-0 Marlins.
Got an MLB mindset? You'll need it. The #1 baseball game is back. MLB 07, The Show. Rated E for everyone. Available on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes?
You think you can handle it?
Can you? Introducing the all-new Suzuki XL7 midsize crossover SUV. It's going to be a great ride. Get 0% financing with no payments till July.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, a 9-iron, the net. Even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Mattress World's having a good, better, best sale.
Get a twin full queen or king for one low price.
Choose this one for just $99 each piece.
Go better for just $169 each piece.
Or best for just $239 each piece.
And get no interest, no payments for 1 full year.
If we can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, then the mattress is free.
To sleep like a baby, Mattress World.
Mattress World off I-205, exit 12, 8 blocks north of Clackamas Fred Meyer.
League Baseball will auction number 42 jerseys worn on Jackie Robinson Day today to benefit the Jackie Robinson Foundation. The special jerseys are a tribute to Jackie and the history he made 60 years ago. All net proceeds are going to the Jackie Robinson Foundation. Log on to MLB.com and reserve your piece of history today.
Alfredo Amezaga will start it off in the 3rd inning for the Marlins. And he looks at a ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. A couple of other noteworthy events on this date in Braves history today. Not ironic at all. 1977, the Braves retired number 44, which is, of course, Henry Aaron's number. And in 1964, work began on Atlanta Stadium. Price tag, $18 million.
No kidding.
For the whole facility.
Wow. And they had it ready for the next season, but the Braves didn't come until 66, right?
Correct.
I mean, they were hustling to get it built because they thought the team was going to move a year earlier than it actually did.
So they stayed in Milwaukee another season as Amezaga rolls to first. Wilson gives ground and beats Amezaga by a step. 1 man down. My dad tells a story too, and I can't remember the gentleman's name who was responsible for overseeing the accumulation of the capital to build the stadium, but they were hoping to put a dome on Fulton County Stadium. And it was going to be the first dome sporting facility anywhere in the world, certainly in the Southeast, but they were $1 million short. They couldn't scrape together $1 million back in 1966. They were tapped out, and the $18 million facility was built, as many fans in Atlanta across the country remember it, starting in 1966. Might have been, yeah, thank you, Glenn. I think it was Mr. Ivan Allen.
Ivan Allen, the mayor.
Here's Olson. He's had a good year at the plate already. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. So he's not an easy pitcher to retire here. He's got a 1-0 lead on a brisk day at the ballpark in Atlanta. Wow. Might have a 2-bagger. Over quickly, Francoeur, but Olson will put on the brakes. So he's 3 for 5 at the plate this year.
Good swing.
And a lifetime 180 hitter.
Well, he was heard to say when he got to the ballpark today, when he felt the temperatures and the wind, he said, "Oh, this is not bad. I don't care if it snows. I'm from Chicago. I can handle this."
Well, we'll see. Here's Ramirez. 2 hits in the series on the first pitch. Let's see how Tim approaches him here with a man aboard. Wilson's going to play in front of Olson at first. And strike 6 in at the knees.
Showing bunt there to pull Chipper in, but that wouldn't be a very good play here with your pitcher running at first. Try to bunt for a hit because he might be easy to gun down at second. This guy's quite a player, though. Hanley Ramirez, Rookie of the Year last year, had terrific numbers. 292, 17 homers, 59 RBIs. 23 years old. The great thing about all these young players that last year were rookies is that they're all young, and even the grizzled veteran Cabrera is only 23. He'll be 24 soon, but very young club.
And Dontrell Willis.
Yeah.
Youngest roster in baseball are these Marlins. 26 years, 230 days on average. Again, reinforces their need for a ballpark. If they can get the ballpark built, know they're going to be there, get their season tickets, get people excited about coming to the ballpark because they know a game will be played. Look out, Marlins are going to be a force. And they're already won, even with all the adversity they have with regards to the stadium issues. They've got a terrific team. 2-2 pitch. And now a full count to Hanley Ramirez. Another acquisition by Larry Beinfest. Harvey Garcia, Anibal Sanchez, Jesus Delgado for Josh Beckett, Mike Lowell, and Guillermo Mota. That was around Thanksgiving 2005. The pitcher running. Fastball outside, ball 4. Late slide by Olsen, but he's in without any damage done, and 2 are on with 1 out, and it's getting a little shaky here for Hudson.
Showed you the Marlins timeline. How about this timeline for their rookies a year ago and what they did? These are their starting pitchers. First time that anybody had had 4 rookies win 10 or more games, 20 or more homers for all 3 of those guys, and to top it off, the NL Rookie of the Year. When you look at the voting, they had 3 of the top 4 vote getters in the Rookie of the Year balloting. Only Ryan Zimmerman was mixed in there from Washington.
Here's Ugla with 1 out. What a difference a year makes. Last year, the first 6 weeks of the season, they played like a team of a bunch of rookies. They were 11-31 after their first 42 games, battled back, and into August got back to 500 and were actually over 500 at one point.
Well, that kind of recovery and being able to harness these young guys and get them going is what earned Joe Girardi Manager of the Year. You got him playing good baseball. But his falling out, to whatever extent, with the owner, cost him his job.
So Joe now a television analyst with the New York Yankees. Many think he'll probably be the next Yankee manager when Joe Torre decides to hang him up. And Ugla behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Again, Hudson would love a double play. He's turned 2 already today.
I don't know how soon Joe Torre is going to be ready to hang him up, but I think Joe Girardi will get an opportunity long before that, and it might behoove him to get back into managing just to get some more experience, despite the success in the 1 year he had with Florida.
Marlins got a run in the first. Ramirez singled, stole a base. Ugla, an infield hit, sent him to third. Cabrera hit into a double play that scored Ramirez. That's it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think you're right. We haven't seen much of the split finger from Hudson on this cold day.
No,
can't feel the fingers. You can see how cold it is for him.
Mostly cutters, fastballs, sinkers, a couple of change-ups mixed in there. And it's taken him a lot of pitches. He's going into some deep counts already.
Number 38 takes care of Ugla. What was that?
Let's take a look and see what it was as he bids to win consecutive starts for only the 2nd time in 42 starts. That looked like a split finger pitch. The action on it, the way it was dying there, was a beauty. Only once in his last 42 starts with Atlanta has he won consecutive starts.
Here's Cabrera. He got the double play ball off of his bat back in the first inning. 2 are on, 2 are out. Keep in mind, Olsen's been on the base paths a long time for Florida. That can sometimes benefit the offense.
Yeah, and he must be from Chicago in this weather because he didn't even want a coat. Good off-speed pitch again. Cabrera's had a lot of luck against Tim too. 5 for 8 with a homer until that double play ball in the first inning.
And after that swing, he doesn't look like he's feeling too good.
No.
Cold day. His back might be stiffening up.
He will go the other way when he's behind in the count.
Well, that pitch to me right there is the difference between Tim Hudson this year and last year. Perfect place to put it. If he hits it, he can't do anything. Last year, that ball comes back out of the middle of the plate and gets hit.
Plus, they know, like I said, they know that he behind in the count. Cabrera will go the other way. He'll fight the ball off and try to protect the plate. That's why he hits for such a high average. So they didn't give him anything away. They busted him in. That was terrific.
He went around. Tim Hudson takes care of Ugla and Cabrera with his first 2 strikeouts of the game, and the Braves trail by a run.
Combined with the Oreos, it's the #3 top invention in all of history.
What are the first 2?
Well, #1 is the doorbell, and #2 is still open. I mean, it's anybody's game.
It's not like the radio or the telephone like that.
Not that I know of. But this thing's cool. What's this?
It's a visor.
All right, #2.
Hot fudge shake made with Oreo cookies. New at Sonic. A favorite childhood cookie blended with hot fudge into a cool, creamy treat. Pay the Sonic way. Swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car.
We know business people fly for countless reasons. We also know they fly American for the miles. And now, booking Advantage Award travel is easier than ever. Just visit AA.com. Our new calendar tool shows at a glance when award seats are available. Of course, how you use all those miles is up to you. We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Well, Tim Hudson looking awfully sharp on a miserable weather day in Atlanta. And hopefully everyone who's watching us today was able to come through the thunderstorms, the severe weather that blew through the southeast here yesterday and all night last night. And more bad weather on the East Coast, so hope you all are taking precautions.
Did I hear Santa's bells just a minute ago?
I think you did, yeah.
Yep.
A little early for that.
Doesn't feel like it.
No, man. Here's Craig Wilson. He'll start it off. 8-9-1 for the Braves. And a strike from Olson. See how he recovers from spending that whole inning on the base paths without a jacket.
Good day to be the Langer Hens.
Wilson, a little flare. Ugla going out, overran it. Can't get to it. And a blue pit for Craig Wilson. His third is a Brave and a good start. A chance for Hudson to bunt now.
Thing of beauty there, especially batting 8, like you said, give the pitcher a chance to get you in the scoring position. It's not so much the temperature. I mean, 44 degrees is not all that bad, but it's just the wind, and that's kind of what plagued the Braves up in Philadelphia the last couple of night and day games up there. It's just the heavy wind.
Pete Van Meeren, our colleague, said, well, the good news is with a wind like this, our flight to Washington will be about 15 minutes. Get up in the jet stream and zip on up there. Hudson has a sacrifice this year. Let's see if he can lay down another. Ball 1. Ryan Snitker, the Braves third base coach, runs through the signs. Tim lays it down, but it's going to roll foul.
Boston rained out again already today, and they lost the game earlier in the week to Seattle. And was it you or someone else telling me that the Patriot Day, the marathon, is going to be in horrible conditions if they run it tomorrow? 2 inches of rain expected in that area tomorrow.
They've got flood warnings, I know, for lower Manhattan today. The storm that went through Atlanta.
Hence the term lower.
Yeah, well, exactly, yes. Much lower, perhaps. But the storm that came through the southeast last night moving toward the northeast, and it's going to get even stronger tonight and tomorrow. Talking about more snow in upstate New York.
Forecast for Washington, D.C. tomorrow. It's a high in the upper 40s. Game time temperature around 40 degrees, but wind gusts to 40 miles an hour.
That one gets away from Olivo, and Wilson will take second. What in the world happened to the Marlins catcher there? That's a break. Now Hudson can try to punt into third.
Tim had to duck out of the way, and Olivo might have been looking already at the base runner, figuring, well, I got my glove over there for that one, but it just waffled the edge of his glove. It'll be a pass ball and a good call.
So a 2-1 count for Hudson. Marlins infield talks about how they want to play another punt attempt for Tim Hudson here. Cabrera in on the grass. Now he moves Ramirez back a step or two at short. Jacobs will come charging from first. Ball 3 high. Olsen not nearly as sharp.
Yeah, he might have tightened up a little bit without that jacket on, standing out there for so long on the bases. Ideally, Tim would like to make Cabrera field this ball as if he were moving up runners from first and second. Olsen might not have been happy with his sign there. Not comfortable delivering it. That's why he bluffed the throw. Start over again.
Tim punts it foul toward Cabrera. And now the count full at 3-2.
Let's see if Bobby has him bunting with 2 strikes, even though the count's 3-2. He might let him hack away here and see if he can just punch one to the right side. Terrific offensive player at Auburn, but he's quick to claim the aluminum bat had something to do with that.
He walked the pitcher. Hudson was trying to give him an out. And he's aboard. Nobody out. And let's see if Tim goes with the jacket. Jim Lovell, the Braves assistant trainer, hustles that out to Glenn Hubbard. So second walk for Olsen. Bases on balls early in the season for him have been a big problem.
Yeah, that's already 2 today and 11 in about 13 innings.
So Kelly Johnson's up. He lined to left. His first time up. Cabrera in on the grass, thinking Johnson might try to bunt. He is. And he'll take the ball low. And Olivo out to talk it over. 1 ball, no strikes.
And to remind his pitcher that, yes, they are trying to give us an out. I'm sorry I made a mistake on the pass ball, but let's make them bunt the ball.
And this is the kind of game offensively we expected to see. With the wind blowing the way it is, play for an early lead and hope you can hold it.
And again, it's not so much the temperature as it is the wind that makes the temperature even colder. And the longer you make the defense stand around out there, the worse it gets for them.
1 ball, no strikes. Wilson, Hudson aboard. 2. Look at Tim over at first. That's how a pitcher runs the bases on a cold day. Hands in the pockets, man.
He might as well not even have his arms through the sleeves. He might as well just have him flopping around.
Cabrera keeps telling Ramirez how to play this 2-0 pitch. And another ball low. 3-0. He is not the same guy since that hit.
No, and all 3 of the pitches that he's missed, and I think the pitch before to Hudson, have all been in the same place. Down and in to a left-handed hitter.
Another walk.
Oh. He's a little miffed at Paul Nauert. He looked in and wanted to know if that pitch was low immediately.
And now Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, is out to talk to Olson. Remember, Olson last year was the pitcher that Joe Girardi grabbed in the dugout and took up the tunnel. And I don't want to say read him the riot act, but just explained to him what his responsibilities are as a starting pitcher in the major leagues. And Olson said it was an eye-opening experience for him, and he became a better pitcher because of it. A little flash of maybe the youngsters pre-Joe Girardi talking to on a pitch that appeared to be very low.
Well, and his catcher didn't help him out here. Watch how Olivo chases this ball down with the glove. If he tries to raise the ball up, it might help, but when his glove is going down, it makes the pitch look that much lower.
Well, here's a golden opportunity now for the Braves. Renteria bats, bases loaded, nobody out. Olson back to the windup, can't throw a strike.
Catbird seat here for Renteria. He's having trouble getting the ball up. Everything's missing low. Edgar's going to get a good pitch to hit.
Maybe not, but
maybe. Call for another pitch if you're Olivo. They've all been fastballs. Got to try to throw something else.
Hopefully that doesn't look like the landing pattern in D.C. after the game today. 2-0 count. There's a strike. Edgar made him throw one. 2-1. Base hit left field. That'll tie the game. Hudson will be stopped at third with nobody out. And that ball gets away from Olivo. Hudson's going to score. Unbelievable. Cabrera, Olson, and Olivo all missed a relay throw from Willingham. Cabrera just can't bend over, Joe. I think his back's bothering him, but 2 other Marlins players just let that ball trickle right back to the backstop, and Atlanta leads.
That was amazing. 3 guys couldn't even get leather on this ball. It was basically rolling. Willingham just got the ball in, and it was a little bit of a in-between hop to Cabrera. And then all of a sudden, right through the 5-hole on Olivo here at hockey season, Stanley Cup time. Good heads-up running by Hudson, and good heads-up play by Brian Snitker to be aware of it to send him.
Chipper bats, fouled to the screen. The scoring on that play, a single for Renteria, give him 1 run batted in. And the error is charged to Olivo behind the plate. And it's his first of the year. So the Braves lead 2-1. Second, third, nobody out. Chipper Jones. That one is in foul territory. That got Kelly Johnson in foul ground, and it's a foul ball. That's why base runners leading off third stay in foul territory. If he's in fair territory and it hits him, he'd be out.
Great visual right here for young people. Your coaches are teaching you to take your leads in foul territory. This is why. It doesn't happen very often. Kelly couldn't get out of the way and got him right on the knee. Hopefully he's okay, but just a foul ball.
Chipper puts a drive deep to left field. That one's gonna go. Scott Olson has self-destructed in this third inning. 2 singles, 2 walks, and a 3-run homer.
On an 0-2 pitch, Chipper is just locked in right-handed. Waited on that pitch and golfed it out of here. But I think you hit on something earlier, Chip, when you said something about Olson being on the bases for a long time, and the fact that he didn't wear a coat, he might have tightened up to the point he just couldn't make good pitches this inning.
Here's Andrew, and he takes a strike.
Still nobody out.
Wow, what an inning. 5 runs are in for the Braves.
Andrew's battling a tender left shoulder, a little hyperextension from a big swing a few days ago. It would help him if he were able to keep his top hand on the swing a little bit longer to cut down on that high overextended follow through.
Olivo takes some punishment on a foul ball. The Marlins pen goes to work. And that youngster, Mr. Vandenhert, pitched great in his first start above Double-A the other day for the Marlins. He's going to be in their rotation for a while, at least until Sergio Mitre is back. No balls, 2 strikes. And Olson steps off. Freddie Gonzalez said of Vandenhert after his first start, it looks like he's been in the big leagues 20 years. We might see him today as Olson tried to take out Wayne Berry, our home plate cameraman.
Have to do more than that. First, you'd have to find Wayne. Yeah, we see. Okay.
2-2 count. Popped him up. Olivo will have room. The backspin keeps it in play, and there's the first out in the 3rd inning for Olson.
Again, we go back to Hudson's success against this team. He's never lost to Florida. Olson does have a win against the Braves, but a 9.49 ERA against Atlanta last year. Gave up 13 earned runs in 12 1/3 innings.
His 55th pitch of the game, and 27 so far in the 3rd. Now all of a sudden he's able to bury that ball in on the hands of the right-hand hitters.
Maybe he's getting loose. I mean, seriously, he caused a lot of the problems himself with the walks.
And a light rain starts to fall at Turner Field.
Oh, good. Wondered why Wayne had taken off his beach shirt and his sunglasses.
Strike 3 over the inside corner, 2 out. So Brian McCann's coming up. Brian had first Braves hit, lined a single over Hanley Ramirez at short. And that one smacked into center field. Brian 2 for 2.
Isn't it great that left-handers don't bother him a bit? You don't have to platoon him and sit him down anytime there's a left-hander brought in the game to pitch to him. He could care less. Fastball down and away, and he raked it up the middle. And the ability he has to wait and let the ball really get deep to him and then react helps him a lot.
Here's Matt Diaz. He bounced to second his first time up. Snap throw back to first where McCann was dancing off the bag. He almost got picked off.
I wonder if he was thinking about stealing. He was perfect last year. Well, yeah, I guess he probably was. I didn't see that head start he wanted to get off to.
Rain stops as Diaz down a strike.
That wind shifts and starts blowing straight in. You and I are going to have to do the game from under the counter.
Well, we do have a space heater that Ashley Diamond was kind enough to procure for us today. Two-strike count. And sun's trying to peek through.
We've had a little bit of everything weather-wise. Why not a little sun? Oh,
up and away for Diaz.
Like he had his cesta in his hand. Playing a little highlight here on that one. Olson works quickly, and a couple of Braves have had to ask for home plate umpire Paul Nauer to give him a chance to get set.
Pitch number 64 of the game coming to Matt Diaz now. And it's 2-2. If you missed the roster moves the Braves made, Chad Paranto was hurt here Friday night and went to the disabled list. It's not considered a serious injury, but one that will force him to the DL for 2 weeks. As Diaz goes the other way and pokes a single. Big hop. Clean play by Borchard. 2 are on, 2 are out. Braves have batted around here in the inning, and now Craig Wilson's up for the second time.
Punch Matt here. He chased one ball up out of the zone for foul ball. Stays alive. No stride. Just uses his hands on a pitch that was probably off the plate outside, but had it covered and laced it to right center. That's going to be a short day for Olson, and his troubles with Atlanta continue.
A .988 earned run average career-wise against Atlanta. That ERA is going up today as the Braves have touched him 4-5 and have 2 on, 2 out in a very big third inning. Mark Fine.
All right, thanks very much, Chip. We talked about the fact that weather was such a big issue today. 4 games, actually 5 games. There was a doubleheader that was postponed today due to weather. And actually, the games that are going on right now, some of them dealing with weather issues. Jose Contreras to David DeLucci. He goes to left. And look at Pablo Ozuna trying to find the ball. Finally falls down, catching it for the out. It's 1-0 Cleveland there right now. And look at Vernon Wells. They've got a retractable roof in Toronto. No weather issues there, so no problem for him on Carlos Guillen's fly ball. Nice shoestring catch. He's wearing number 42, by the way. 1-1. We'll be back with the Braves after this.
Someone's got to put this guy in jail.
Bring it all on, kiddo.
This Friday.
No prints, no weapon, no blood.
You lose everything.
A brilliant killer.
You haven't proved anything.
Will meet his match.
I don't need the gun to convict you.
Anthony Hopkins, Ryan Gosling in a sleek, surprising, surefire thriller.
It doesn't bother you that I call you Willie.
Don't make me come across this tape.
Willie.
Fracture. Rated R. It starts Friday.
Vegas shows, rooms, and more, just follow the arrow. Vegas.com. Do Vegas right.
Friends.
Howdy, big boy.
Don't let friends date their sister.
You have a sister?
Keep it in the family.
You must work out.
I said it. It's out in the open. With Shanghai Nights, tonight at 8 on TBS.
There's a look at the new Marlin pitcher, a native of the Netherlands, Rick Vandenherk. And he's already made a start for him, and they were very impressed with that start. In fact, he was scheduled to pitch in their upcoming series with the Astros. Don't know what'll happen now, as he'll work long relief for Freddie Gonzalez's club. Braves have 2 more on, 2 more out, and lead it 5-1.
He's never pitched above A ball, but he's got a lot of international experience pitching for the Netherlands national team. In fact, the Marlins TV broadcasts take emails on Tuesdays, and Tommy Hutton, one of their broadcasters, said they got an email the other day from Van den Herk's battery mate in the Netherlands.
Wow, not bad.
Who was watching the game.
Well, he is from, and I'm not Dutch,
Go
as you
for it,
know,
buddy.
Noord-Brabant, Netherlands, which is down near Belgium, according to Wikipedia. And time granted. Scott Olson, undefeated coming in. That might change as a big breaking ball misses to Wilson. 2 balls and a strike. Fred Ferreira, the man that scouted and signed Mr. Van den Herk. And he has signed a lot of great players. I believe he's the guy that signed Vladimir Guerrero when with the Expos. Went to a tryout. They were going to sign. They were taking a look at Vladimir Guerrero, who showed up with almost a cardboard box for a glove, mismatched shoes, wrong size, everything else. Signed him for $1,000 or something like that on the spot. And the rest, history. The 2-2. Good cut by Craig to stay alive here.
Wind really swirling around the ballpark now. It's still at the top of the stadium, blowing out toward right, but it's kind of whipping around inside the stadium.
Wilson fought that off.
You know, he's made some adjustments in his swing too, as Craig, in that I think he was pulling off the ball a little bit in the early going, and as his base hit would testify here, leading off this inning, fighting one off in right field. He's just trying to stay in there a little bit longer.
Just missed a double past Cabrera, and the Marlins defensively are going to need a team defrost. They've been out there a long time.
Yes, they have. Those guys that don't have long sleeves on certainly paying the price. Ramirez and Ugla.
Another 2-2 with 2 on for the Braves. And it missed high, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
The good thing about when you're in the outfield and situations like that, like this, you've been out there a long time, you can scream at the pitcher all you want. Just call him any name you want to call him. Nobody else hears you.
Right. Another 3-2. Runners are going. Swing, pop up, left field. Willingham broke back. Now comes in. Let's see if the wind plays tricks with it. It does not. Big inning for the Braves, though. 10 men come to the plate. 5 of them score, and after 3, Braves lead 5-1 at home.
23 trips to the doctor, 7 trips to the vet, 76 trips to the grocery store, 3 weekend getaways, 1 vacation with everything on it, 4 recitals, 23 soccer games, away, and back and forth to work every day in between. You depend on your vehicle for a lot over the course of a year. Make sure it stays dependable with regularly scheduled maintenance at your local Napa Auto Care Center.
Code green. I think I've lost him.
Hey, haven't I seen you before?
You sure have.
Look out! Whoa! My car! It's too late to report my claim now.
Don't you have Esurance?
I do.
At Esurance, you can report your claim 24/7, online or on the phone. Always fast and friendly. You'll be back on the road in no time. Duty calls. If you're on the go, you've got to have Esurance.
Save on 24/7 claim service at Esurance.com.
Vegas shows, rooms, and more. Just follow the arrow. Vegas.com. Do Vegas right.
It's 30 shrimp at Red Lobster. That's 30 chances to indulge. 30 cravings to satisfy. Mix and match your 2 favorites from decadent shrimp pasta, crunchy hand-breaded, succulent scampi, or savor a first taste of new garlic grilled shrimp. Tender shrimp brushed with a garlic butter sauce. Choose your 2 favorites for just $12.99 during 30 shrimp only at Red Lobster.
Braves on top now 5-1 as we go to the 4th. Cue the duck, thank you. Who was the first pitcher Jackie Robinson faced in the majors? And today, because it's Jackie Robinson Day, we're going to have 2 Aflac trivia questions, one in the top half of the 4th here, one in the bottom half. So we'll give you the answer to this one in a couple of outs while you think about it.
All right, Mike Jacobs is first up for Florida. Jacobs grounded out to Craig Wilson, his first and only time up. Well, Tim Hudson's got himself a lead now, 5-1. Olson self-destructed in 3rd. Braves took advantage with 5 runs, 5 hits. And the Fish were out there a long, long time. Let's see if Tim can send him back out there real quick here in the 4th inning. He's trying to go to 3-0. Ball 2 to Mike Jacobs. And Kyle Davies was scheduled to start the game last night for Atlanta. Talking with Bobby Cox about the decision to start Hudson. He said that he wanted to get Tim and John Smoltz back on regular rest. He felt that John was a little bit too rested his last time out and didn't want Hudson to wait 6 days to pitch. And as Jacobs reaches on a leadoff walk, the move of Davies back to Wednesday and Redmond to Thursday against the Cubs allows the Braves, who go on a long road trip after this weird 2 home 2 away thing with Washington and the Cubs, to have Smoltz, Hudson, and James pitch against the Mets at Shea Stadium in New York.
That works out nice.
So it works out well for Atlanta, at least on paper. So off we go. Here is Josh Willingham. He bounced out to Chipper his first time. Braves have turned 2 double plays in the game. They like another one here as Hudson misses. Danger 2 for Atlanta as long as the Braves were up. Hudson did a lot of sitting around in that dugout. One ball, 1 strike.
I think the Marlins have a 2-game trip from here to Houston. Double check it. Yeah, they've got a 2-game series in Houston, then go home with the Mets, Nationals, and then the Braves.
I don't understand the 2-game series thing.
I don't get it either, but I think everybody's having to do it. I don't know why. But when you think about it, going to Washington for 2, coming home for 2, and then a 10-day trip, it's like Atlanta's just part of a 2-week road trip. You hardly have time to come home and unpack.
1-1 count. Double play ball maybe. In between Hop, Kelly, the quick turn, and got his man. Glenn Hubbard has been raving about Kelly Johnson at second base, saying his turn at second base is as quick as anybody, including Marcus Giles at second base, and there was a pretty good example of it.
See, he's a joy for a first baseman too, because when he makes the turn, he doesn't come from side on to make the delivery. He comes right over the top. Who's the first pitcher Jackie Robinson faced in the majors? How about a former Brave, Johnny Sain, longtime pitching great and pitching coach while with the Boston Braves.
So a good stumper for you on the 15th of April. No balls and a strike to Miguel Olivo.
Johnny Sain honored along with Lou Burdette this year. They both wore number 33, and their passings this offseason are remembered in that patch. Both great pitchers.
that pitch from Hudson.
Good hook.
Sharply hit to Renteria. Handcuffed him for a minute, but plenty of time with Wilson stretching at first. Nothing happening in the Florida fourth, and Hudson cruising merrily along.
My cholesterol was out of whack. My bad cholesterol was high, and my good cholesterol was low. But I went online and I got this free Getting It Right kit. I learned that with my health factors, it was even more important that I get my cholesterol where my doctor wants. Now, he has me on Crestor. Crestor, along with diet, can lower the bad cholesterol. It can also raise the good. So is Crestor right for you? Ask your doctor. Mine said Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. And simple blood tests will check for liver problems. He also said to tell him about other medicines I'm taking, or if I have muscle pain or weakness, that could be a sign of serious side effects. Is your cholesterol out of whack? Go to gettingitright.com and get your free Getting It Right kit. Crestor helps get your cholesterol right.
If you're without prescription coverage and can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Hello, ladies. Mattress World's having a good, better, best sale.
Get a twin, full, queen, or king for one low price.
Choose this one for just $99 each piece.
Go better for just $169 each piece.
Or best for just $239 each piece.
And get no interest, no payments for 1 full year.
If we can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, then the mattress is free. Mattress World off I-205, exit 12, 8 blocks north of Clackamas Fred Meyer.
A lesson for parents. Be the boss of your remote control. There's a lot you can do. Yes, you can surf the channels with it, but did you know your cable or satellite remote can help you control what your children watch? It's pretty easy. First, hit Menu or Settings. Then, scroll through the on-screen options to set the parental controls and your password. You can block the programming by channel or rating, or block the programming by setting the V-chip in your TV. Be the boss of what your kids watch on TV. Learn more at thetvboss.org.
Well, the Duck's a little worn out, but cue him again. Time for our second Aflac question today. Now, here's one you're going to have to put your thinking cap on in honor of Jackie Robinson, who finished second to Jesse Owens in the 200 meters in the 1936 Olympics. That's a good one Al Galima came up with today, and we'll have the answer in a couple of outs.
Tim Hudson tries to bloop a single to left, and he will. Go get him, Tim. It's your day today. Leadoff hit.
I know he loved getting the hit, even though it hurt his hands, but he'd probably just soon be back in the dugout getting warm.
Well, if you feel that way about it, I mean, he could just go ahead and get picked off.
Yeah, he could.
I don't think Bobby would like that too much, but
yeah, try to steal.
So Kelly Johnson's up. He's flied out, walked. And he breaks his bat. Should be a double play. And it is 2 out.
That'll get Hudson back in the dugout. And again, out quickly, another double play. We get right to the answer to our second Aflac trivia question. The man who finished second to Jesse Owens in the 200 meters in the 1936 Olympics was Jackie Robinson's brother.
Wow.
Matthew Robinson. How about that?
Didn't know that.
That's a good one, Hal.
Aflac.
Where'd you find that?
He's just perusing through the Track Stars R Us guide yesterday during the rain delay.
He had plenty of time to do that. Busy day for Edgar at the plate. He's been on twice and pops this one shallow right. Wynn's going to push that toward the stands. Look at that. Any other day, that ball's maybe right on the right field line.
It was almost going sideways when it got into the seats.
Kind of like a Wrigley Field day.
Yeah.
Where the wind plays such a part in the outcome of that game. good hook.
Great big lanky guy, 6'5", 215.
Another chance now. Everything getting underway now. That which has not been postponed. Tampa Bay and Minnesota, no score in the second inning. Cleveland 2, White Sox nothing. That went in the 8th inning, I believe. Tigers 1. Toronto 1 at Rogers Center. Brewers lead the Cardinals 1-0. Fans in St. Louis a little worried about Albert Pujols off to a very slow start at the plate.
Yeah, and he looked a little frustrated yesterday when I saw some highlights. He struck out against his old teammate Suppan, and I got the impression from the replays that he was aggravated that Suppan was quick pitching him, but struck out and looked bad.
Albert had a sore right hamstring most of the spring. Had right oblique problems last year and did that again on opening day, and he is taking treatment for that. As Edgar right up the elevator shaft, center of the diamond. Jacobs has a little trouble, makes a good play. Tough play for him, and nothing happening in the Atlanta 4th.
For the best protection against water damage, one name says it all. Thompson's Water Seal, waterproofer plus wood protector for the highest level of water protection guaranteed. Thompson's Water Seal and Thompson's Water Seal Advanced, the most powerful protection against water damage.
Hey, what's wrong?
Joe's athlete's foot. He takes me off, puts me on, takes me off, smearing on those creams over and over.
Ah, show him the new stuff. It's new Lamisil Gel Advanced.
It's blue?
Yes. Its revolutionary cooling gel penetrates faster, and it gets rid of athlete's foot with half the treatments of the other stuff. It's the most advanced medicine out there.
Half the treatments? Never heard of that before.
That's because it's new, laddie. New Lamisil Gel Advanced. Half the treatments, all the cure.
The phenomenon you are about to experience.
Folks are worried that this is a plague.
Has no explanation and no warning.
We need to evacuate this town.
It's too late for that.
The Reaping, rated R, now playing.
Where are you now, Daddy?
I'm in Tokyo this time.
Is Paris far away?
Pretty far away.
Buenos Aires?
Do you know where Spain is?
It's right under France.
That's right.
When are you coming home?
I'll be home real soon.
I love you, Daddy.
And where are we flying to today?
We're having a business meeting in London.
Life can take you almost anywhere. And so can we. We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
Got an MLB mindset? You'll need it. The #1 baseball game is back. MLB 07, The Show. Rated E for everyone. Available on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable.
Braves TBS Baseball. Brought to you by Thompson's Water Seal. Powerful protection against water damage. Guaranteed. And by Lamisil Gel Advanced.
It's getting colder here in Atlanta. And the Marlins are up, trailing 5-1. T.Hudson has pitched beautifully in this game. Just a couple of walks. The Braves have turned 3 double plays behind him. They had just 2 double plays all year long coming into today's game. And Tim scattered 3 hits. Joe Borchard, Alfredo Amezaga, and then the pitcher spot coming up for the Fish. That's 3-0. Come on, Tim.
Gotta like when you give him a 4-run lead to work with. his record quite impressive. Give him 4 more runs to work with. He's 97-4. And a couple of those losses came last year.
Back up the middle, and Tim knocked it down. 1 man down. McCann makes sure he's all right. Earlier on this homestand, Tyler Yates took a shot right off the heel of his left hand that left him battered and bruised. And this one didn't miss by much.
Well, it's frustrating as a hitter. Borchard ran down the line looking toward the Braves dugout, uttering a few things under his breath, because that is a sharply hit ball, well hit ball. It should have been a base hit. Nice defensive play.
Messiga hits. And I think the things Borchard was saying are probably the same things most Americans say on April 15th every year.
Yes, exactly. Get a 2-day reprieve this year before all that starts.
Little ground ball to second. 2 out. You're going to be in Washington. Are you going to pay your taxes in person? I mean, you'd be right by the Treasury building.
No, I'm just going to walk with your dad over to the Treasury building and wave at his money. That's what he said he wanted to do.
And Vandenherk's going to hit for himself here.
There have been some sharply hit balls off Tim today, like the one Borchard hit, but there's also been a like number of funny swings.
The Marlins pitcher's up. They don't have a baseball card for him for the high definition scoreboard, so they had Felipe Lopez's picture up instead very briefly. And they put the Marlins logo up.
Yeah.
There we go. Little flare left field. Diaz coming on. Can't get there. And Vandenherk with a soft single to left on a 2-strike count.
Got to be his first base hit, doesn't it? It is indeed. First hit in the big leagues.
So he'll get the baseball. Now, with Rick being from the Netherlands and all, you think they'll do the usual routine of trashing the ball before they hand it to him and scribble all over it?
Oh, I hope not.
No?
I hope not.
With the fake, you know, the fake first hit?
Right. And give him the real one. Probably do better at getting his than I was at getting mine.
What happened?
Mine was sitting in my locker, and the clubhouse man for the Dodgers, Nobi Kawano, took it out of my locker, thought I was stealing balls. Put it in the practice bag, so now it's in there somewhere.
Oh, no.
Nice. Thanks, Nob.
Chop to third. Big hop for Chipper, and he'll get the pitcher easily at second base. And Hudson's qualified for a victory today on a chilly, raw Sunday afternoon.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
The one you really need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Aflac. Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
If you're a man over 50, it's time to take the Avidart quiz. Are you always going? Do you have trouble going? Are you going at night? Maybe you think you have a going problem. But what if it's a growing problem? What if it's not your bladder, but instead you have an enlarging prostate? 50% of men over 50 do, and you may be able to do something about that going and growing with Avidart. Most medicines only treat symptoms. Avodart, with time, actually shrinks the prostate and improves urinary symptoms. Only your doctor can tell if your symptoms are from an enlarged prostate and not a more serious condition, such as prostate cancer. So have regular prostate exams. Avodart is for men only. Women should not take or handle Avodart due to the risk of a specific birth defect. Tell your doctor if you have liver disease. Rarely, sexual side effects, tenderness, or swelling of the breast can occur. Have you called your doctor? Avodart, for your growing problem.
It started with a simple idea. Build an automobile that takes the sheer joy of driving to a whole new level. Use advanced technologies without sacrificing fuel economy. Take advantage of a racing-inspired heritage. Provide an interior space that fulfills every need. The TSX from Acura.
Now you can lease a TSX for $299 a month for well-qualified customers.
Braves up 5-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. And come this October, great playoff moments like this one for the Florida Marlins to end their series with the San Francisco Giants and went on to win the 2003 World Championship are likely to happen this October when TBS is your new home for Major League Baseball playoffs. And you can watch exclusive coverage of the National and American League Division Series and the National League Championship Series right here on TBS.
October weather in Atlanta as Chipper takes another shot to left. This one is out of play, foul. Strike one. He homered last time up, a 3-run bomb off Scott Olson.
Down and in. Golfed it, no doubt about it. Second home run of the homestand, third of the year.
One ball, one strike. Cubs and Reds are underway in Chicago. No score at Wrigley Field. Phillies and Astros postponed. Mark told you a lot of games canceled. Mets in Washington. Giants in Pittsburgh also postponed today because of the bad weather in the East.
Should say third homer for Chipper on the homestand too. One was left-handed and a long one.
Yeah, that one 417 feet just to the left of the Braves bullpen.
Al Galima looked it up for us. Says the wind chill is still above freezing, but around 36 degrees. Pete Van Wieren has a hard time with wind chill.
He doesn't like the feels-like temperature.
No. He said if it feels like it's 36, then why isn't it 36?
Ball four. Chipper aboard with a leadoff walk. Braves would like to see Andrew Jones get going. He's 5 for 26 on the homestand.
Pete's decked out today for the getaway day, and to commemorate Jackie Robinson, he's got on a tie with Jackie's. In fact, his picture on his tie is nice.
Got 4 hitters. So Andrews up with a runner at first. 5-1 Braves lead, a 5-run third. That's a little low.
Got a lot of different baseball players on his tie. Right in there. Oops, right in there. There's a picture of Jackie.
Now, if Pete saw that shot, and that one hammered, Andrew pauses to admire that. That was a rainmaker, folks. 2-run homer at 7-1.
What is that, number 57? The number of times he and Chipper have homered in the same game. Listen to the crack of the bat here, folks. Cold or not, sore shoulder or not. That one went over 400 feet.
So 57 times Chipper and Andrew have homered in the same game. Aaron and Matthews lead the way in franchise history as Frank Coeur a 1-1 count. So the Braves trying to go to 8-3, have a solid homestand. Back toward us and foul. Back to that shot of Pete, his special tie. I don't know if he saw the telestration of the tie. I hope he didn't think you were pointing out a spot.
No. No, I wouldn't think so.
Second most in the Braves history. And Francoeur down swinging. Jeff 0 for 3 in the game. First strikeout for Vandenherk.
Well, everybody on every ball club that's ever been through this, when you have a big day, you're scoring a lot of runs, you're getting a lot of hits, there's one guy that's got to take an offer. It's just like an unwritten rule. Jeff's hoping it's not him, but he's 0 for 3.
Brian McCann's 2 for 2 with 2 singles today.
Everybody up in the dugout too, trying to move around a little bit.
Say, you've been in town a lot longer than I. Do you remember it being this cold April 15th? Ever?
No, I don't. And not this cold for what amounts to the whole homestand. There's been a couple of nice days mixed in, but by and large, a very cold April homestand.
Cardinals heating up at home. 3-2. They lead Milwaukee now, and guess who hit a home run?
Albert.
Yeah. And Mark Fine standing by to tell you against whom it was hit. Not him. Towards second. Ugla playing in short right. Makes the play. Who Albert Pujols homer off of, Mark?
Well, here's the visual evidence for you, Jeff, with Joe and T. Ben Sheets, he's great against him, 393 in his career. Came in, though, 158 on the season, so obviously Cardinal fans hoping he's breaking out of the slump. Second homer of the season for him. They're up 3-2.
Thank you, Mark. 2 outs for Matt Diaz here. 7-1 Atlanta.
That was like an 0-2 swing there. That pitch was about a foot off the plate. But he could see it and he could reach it and he was hacking at it. And it's cold and attaboy Matt.
You see any scenario where Bobby will allow Diaz to play against some right-handers now with the struggles of Ryan Langerhans?
I do. And I think that was why he was at first base for a couple of innings the other night, just to get him a little bit of experience over there. Make him feel more comfortable in case he wants to use him at first. And still have Langerhans in the lineup.
Orchard comes charging on. Can't get there in time. Diaz with a 2-hit game.
One of the things that makes Matt such a tough out, he's got quick hands and he's very strong. But watch this. There's no stride. He picked his foot up, set it down, and it's basically just taking his hands to the baseball. Very simple, uncomplicated swing. Doesn't have to be a strike. He's going to track it all the way.
So his second hit of the game. Braves as a team have 9. And here is Craig Wilson, who has a hit, a run scored, and a flyout, 2 trips. He had a good look at Vandenherk last time out. In fact, Craig was the first man Vandenherk faced in this game. And he fought off several high fastballs. Let's see if he can time one here.
I don't know if you caught it, Chip. Sorry, I don't know if you caught it when Pete, we had him on just a minute ago, but he's very fond of Mr. Vandenherk. Mr. Van Wieren is very fond of Mr. Vandenherk.
Yes, his favorite
Netherlands player.
Yes. Used to be Bert Blyleven.
Andy Van Slyke is one of his favorites too.
Doing very well.
You see the statues there, the Francoeur statue, and then
if you like to read about
Jeff was missing a bat from his statue, so they took the bat out of Henry's statue that was given away the other night and gave it to Jeff. Figured that Jeff needed the bat now, and you know Hank's retired, so it's like, well, that's Pete's pin that's in there. I thought maybe they'd put another bat in there, but they took the bat out of Henry's hand, gave it to Francoeur. Nice passing of the torch, you might say.
Yes, that would qualify. I think they had some kind of a kendo stick as that ball gets away from Olivo. Diaz will try and make it. And he sits atop the second base bag with 2 outs. Or a shillelagh. I don't know what they had for Francoeur last year.
Yeah, it was a long weapon. We know that. Not a very good effort again by Olivo on that ball that was going down. Hard to catch that pitch when you just pancake it straight, your glove straight down on top of it.
Strike 3 over the inside corner, retires the side, but Andrew Jones.
Take me out to Esurance. Take me to Savings Online. Auto insurance that's hassle-free. When you buy it, instantly let me quote. Buy with Esurance. If you don't save, it's a shame. For it's $100, $200, $300 you could save with the Esurance name.
Save time and money on your auto insurance at Esurance.
NBA playoffs on TNT.
40 games in 40 nights. Let the truth be told.
Nowitzki fires a 3. What a shot by Quinn.
Hard work is about to pay off. It's the ultimate quest for domination and validation. In the playoffs, there is only one reality.
Win or go home.
Experience basketball's crowning drama, including TNT's exclusive coverage of the Eastern Conference Final. It's the 2007 NBA playoffs beginning next Sunday on TNT.
Tyler Perry has made millions laugh with his hit movies. This June, he's bringing his unique characters to television. Meet the Pains.
Just came by to wish you happy birthday.
Next time, send an email. You don't even have email. Exactly. 3 generations under one roof. Excuse me.
Hey, Pop.
Well, don't touch me. I don't know where your hand's been. And going over the edge. It's about to get up. You know why? Because I don't like it. Don't miss Tyler Perry's all-new comedy series, House of Pain, coming this June only to TBS.
From TNT, stand up for what's right.
Where'd you get the drugs?
And bring down the house with a rock.
This is my town.
Walking Tall. Tonight at 8 on TNT. We know drama.
Well, Tim Hudson's walking tall today, isn't he? 5 innings of terrific work as he leads 7-1 with Uggla, Cabrera, and Mike Jacobs are coming up. You know, Hudson has to feel a great sense of redemption to this point. He's the first to tell you that there's still a long way to go for him and for the Braves, but all the frustration he had last year, the disappointing starts, all the accolades and all the hype that came with him from Oakland when the Braves got him 2 years ago. Funny, baseball thought the Braves got the best available pitcher in the American League to join what was already a formidable pitching staff, and things had gone, I don't want to say so badly, but had not gone according to plan, that there was talk even maybe the Braves might pursue a trade of Tim Hudson in the offseason, and I think that stung his pride a little bit, and he's responded very, very well. He wants to stay here.
He's a very good competitor, and I think the best thing that's happened for him here in the early going is that he's seeing some of the fruits of his labor this offseason. He's seeing results from what he's tried to change and improve on and get back to, and that's got to give him a lot of confidence.
And now I think too, not only does he have confidence, but his teammates have confidence behind him that he can go out and be dominant instead of wondering, okay, which wheel on the wagon's going to fall off today for him. So
something that he admitted last year, he felt his teammates didn't have any confidence in him out there.
Jacobs slashes that ball down the left field line in the corner. That's trouble. That's going to bounce off the fence. Diaz a good one-handed play through to third where Cabrera went in standing up, but that decision allows Jacobs to go to second. And they're at second, third with 1 man out.
Back-to-back solid hits off of Tim after the strikeout. Good piece of hitting by Jacobs, who is generally a dead pull hitter. But sliced that one away from Diaz, and he might have had a chance to hold Jacobs to a long single, but from the corner, I'm sure he thought he didn't have any chance at all.
So now Willingham with men at second and third, trailing 7-1. We'll try to bring the Marlins a little closer here. Ball one. Marlins scald the baseball when they have men at second and third base. They've done it all year. They're hitting .303 as a team. Willingham, one of the more productive hitters.
Well, their offensive numbers are really gaudy when you talk about as a team. First in the major leagues in extra base hits before last night's rain out. First in doubles, first in triples, second in homers in the National League.
I just don't know why more people aren't looking at them in the same way that they look at the Braves or the Mets or the Phillies in the East.
I'm not sure either, other than the injury factor with Josh Johnson and now Ricky Nolasco on the shelf. Mitre a little hurt too.
They're encouraged by Josh Johnson, as you see their National League offensive ranks. That's coming into the game today.
And they were hitting .324 as a team on the road. That's big.
Josh Johnson's got a nerve problem in his pitching elbow, similar to what Chris Rietzma had. And really, there are two medical procedures. One, you can operate, or two, you just totally rest the arm for a couple of months. And they think that the rest is going to really help Johnson, and he'll be back for them this year. And that would be a nice lift for them. Ball four outside. Hudson's loaded the bases, and all of a sudden you've got Miguel Olivo coming up, the second highest home run total for a man from the Dominican Republic who catches in the big leagues. Stands in. Third walk for Hudson.
Tim's had 2 double plays turned behind him today. Make it 3 double plays turned for him, so maybe he can get another one here.
Catcher running. Olivo's hit the ball on the ground twice. This one in the air, shallow left. Diaz playing deeply. He comes on, makes the catch. Cabrera isn't going anywhere. Diaz hits the cutoff man. 2 out. Final hope for the Marlins, Joe Borchard, who's lined into that double play and hit a screamer right back through the box that Hudson knocked down with his glove. Marlins also missing Jeremy Hermida, the Atlanta native, who's out with a deep thigh bruise. That doesn't sound like a serious injury, but it was a whole lot worse than that this spring.
Yeah, but it's something that baseball players play with and through all the time, and the Marlins need him to get back on the beam here and get back with the ball club. He's in their rehab center in Jupiter, Florida, with their Class A team, but he's been out a month with that. And as baseball players, you play baseball all your life, fouling stuff off your ankles and shins and knees. I'm not trying to downplay the severity of his injury, but a month is a long time not to be taking some batting practice or getting ready to get back to the big leagues if there's still a job open for him here at this level.
1-0 count. Ball 2. Hudson wanted that pitch. Low strike has not been called much for either team. Remember, when Olsen was on the mound, he barked a couple of times at the umpire, thinking that he touched the lower regions of the strike zone. And another roller to first. Wilson right at the bag, and Hudson pitches out of a bases loaded mess. No runs, 2 hits, 3 Marlins left. They've stranded 6 through 6 and trail by 6.
Come spring and summer, our yard is our family room. We sleep in there, but we definitely live out here. We like a healthy lawn, and it's got to be durable, and our lawn really is both.
A healthy lawn means that we can get out there, feel comfortable in the grass.
We use Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. It feeds the lawn, and it kills dandelions.
We hate dandelions. We don't like to have them around.
I got some good old-fashioned grass stains on my pants. That's a sign of a good day. We had a lot of fun and want to do it again tomorrow. That's our Scott's lawn.
And now there's new Turf Builder Max, the weed and feed that also stops crabgrass.
Jenkins, do you know where Jenkins sits?
Sir, Jenkins doesn't actually work here.
But he's around all the time. I saw him here this morning.
Yeah, he's our software supplier.
From Chicago. Sir?
Here you go, Mr. Jenkins.
With over 4,000 flights to more than 250 cities worldwide,
See you back here for Thursday's meeting?
I'll be here. Thank you.
you can always be where you need to be.
I was going to give him a raise.
We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
I think this hot fudge shake combined with the Oreos is the #3 top invention in all of history.
What are the first two?
Well, #1 is the doorbell, and #2 is still open. I mean, it's anybody's game.
It's not like the radio or the telephone like that.
Not that I know of. But this thing's cool. What's this?
It's a visor.
All right, #2.
Hot fudge shake made with Oreo cookies. New at Sonic. A favorite childhood cookie blended with hot fudge into a cool, creamy treat. Pay the Sonic way. Swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car.
Hey, think I got here by sitting on my butt all day playing video games? Come on, get out there on a Honda. Who knows? Maybe one day some kid will be playing you.
The Honda CRF F-Series. Unplug your kids. As low as $39 a month upon approved credit, and up to $200 in bonus bucks on select models.
Braves TBS Baseball. Brought to you by new Scott's Turf Builder Max Plus 2. The weed and feed that also stops crabgrass. And by PlayStation 3. Play Beyond.
Well, you see some of the Braves fans wearing the alternate home jersey that the Braves normally wear on Sunday games here at Turner Field. But because this is Jackie Robinson Day, and because the players who are wearing number 42 in today's contest and all the contests around the big leagues will have those jerseys auctioned for charity. Major League Baseball wanted the regular Braves jersey to be the one auctioned off, so they're wearing their traditional home whites, not the traditional home Sunday reds. As Tim Hudson goes to work against Jorge Julio of the Marlins, man that they acquired in the hopes that he would be their closer. He has not closed anything. He's blown 2 saves. He's working in middle relief now, and the Marlins are hoping he'll be able to work his way back to 9th inning duty. And if he doesn't, then the question for Freddie Gonzalez, who does close. They have a lot of arms they like down there, but none with the experience of Julio.
No, he was terrific. Few years in Baltimore, consecutive years of 25, 36, and 22 saves before going to the Mets. Last year, 1-2 with New York, 1-2 with Arizona after he went over there. Marlins got him for Yusmeiro Petit in late March, right at the end of spring training.
And he takes care of Tim Hudson. Julio strikes out his first man. And again, we join Mark Fine for an update in our Atlanta studios.
All right, Chip. CC Sabathia, another guy wearing number 42 and having himself a day. 10 strikeouts. That was Joe Creedy, who, by the way, got ejected for the bat toss there. Cleveland up 2-1, guys.
That's going to be some race in the American League Central. From first to fourth, a game and a half. Tigers, Minnesota, Cleveland, Chicago. And the Royals have lost 4 in a row, and 8 of their last 10 are 4.5 games back.
I think they're better. I think the Royals are better, certainly, than they were a year ago. But wrong division.
Yeah.
Hard to get a whole lot better record-wise when you got to play all those other teams so much.
Like Tampa Bay in the East.
Yeah.
You look at Tampa Bay's roster, and all those terrific offensive players aren't really enough positions to play them all every day. In fact, there were some stories on the web today that Tampa Bay and Houston might be talking about a potential deal that would send Brad Lidge over to Tampa Bay for one of those outfielders, be it Crawford or Baldelli or whomever. Kelly Johnson with a walk, but what made that story so interesting was that they speculated Lidge wouldn't work in the bullpen. They'd make him a starter.
Interesting. I know he's not happy about being demoted in Houston, but his results were not reflective of a guy who should be closing.
Renteria hits with a man aboard. And that's the thing. Every time you go out there, you're auditioning. You don't. It's not your job if you keep messing it up.
Yeah.
And Lynch has had a great track record, still trying to recover from, I think, the playoffs a couple of years ago. Gray, leaden skies in Atlanta. And the temperature dropping by the minute. Levo, a good stop to his right.
This guy came into the season, Julio, with almost a strikeout per inning pitched in his major league career. Last year with the Mets, he had 33 strikeouts in 21 innings, 55 strikeouts in 44 innings for the Diamondbacks.
That's over the outside corner. He has a big arm.
I still think he'll be their guy at the end of the game in the not too distant future.
Popped up. Olivo calls off Jacobs. Much easier play for the first baseman, but Miguel makes it without any difficulty. And now Chipper Jones is up. He scored twice and hit a long 3-run homer in the third that broke open the game.
You just joined us and missed it. 3-run homer. That was the big hit of that 5-run inning. An inning that Olsen didn't survive.
And wisely, Julio does not throw Chipper a first pitch fastball. At that time, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Another hit, another walk for Chipper, who came into the game with a .400 on base percentage already. Something that's never been a problem for him. He's always had a lot of hits and a lot of walks.
The corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
94 on that pitch. At the knees.
Olivo couldn't stop that one. And Johnson in to second with a wild pitch.
Hitters like Chipper will do that to a pitcher. Second wild pitch of the day for the Marlins, first for Julio, but in an effort not to make a mistake with the slider, grip it a little too tight, hang on to it a little too long, bounce it up there.
Two on, 2 out for Andrew. This is part of the problem. It is Jorge Julio. Lots of walks.
Andrew joined the hit parade with this long home run off of Vandenhurst. Last inning, his 3rd of the year. It gives him 8 RBIs. That ties him with McCann. They're both second, one behind Francoeur, who leads the team with 9.
Right on it. Come on, big guy.
That's the kind of swing that hurts his shoulders. You can see he's trying to windmill it around a little bit, but having to extend out away from his body, and the top hand comes off the bat, it puts so much torque on the shoulder. Very painful. It's already hurt or hurting.
Ball one low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
His ears are warm though.
Yes.
He's got that going for him.
Off his thumbs. Will it stay in play for Cabrera? 1-2.
Talked earlier today about how the Braves are dependent on their home run ball a lot this year. Of their 52 runs they've scored to this point, 30 have come by way of homer. 5 today.
Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, that's great if you can keep hitting them. Braves hit 222 home runs, I think, as a club last year.
Right. Wow, how did he hit that pitch?
Now his ankle hurts.
I was going to say that was a pitch that he had to hit to keep from hitting him, but he hit it and then it hit him. Well, that might have hit the same place he fouled that ball off his foot the other day, remember? And then he followed with a home run. Ooh, that was right off the toe. Yankees. I don't remember exactly, but I don't ever remember seeing Jackie Robinson wear any shoes that were quite like that. Do you?
No, no, I don't think so. Was Michael Jordan's minor league career with Birmingham so successful he got his own baseball cleat line?
I can't answer that. Can't answer that. But those Air Jordan 3s did not help his left big toe. Sergeant Holka.
Yes. 2-2. Full count. Julio just missed. Julio struck out T.Hudson. He's about to throw his 28th pitch. And he missed with it. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. And now Julio walks back to the mound in disgust.
Well, he's walked the bases loaded. This is the kind of pitching that will not get him back into the work as the closer. You cannot walk people if you're going to be asked to come in and finish games. Got an 0 for work, and he's 0 for 3. Now, Kelly Johnson doesn't have a hit either, but he scored a run, and he's walked twice, so he's been on base.
So Jeff trying to join in on the fun, and Julio really fighting it here. 2 balls, no strikes. And Rick Kranitz asks for it in his granted time. He'll pop out of the Marlins dugout. They always say about closers or guys that are in that role, whether they've continued there or had it taken away, that they're not as effective when it's not a safe situation. This obviously is not, but Julio doesn't have the luxury of tuning up. He's trying to win his job back.
Yeah, and he ought to welcome this opportunity. Get a little work in, try to get back on track. 3 walks, not the way to get it done.
2-0. 2 balls and a strike.
Andrew's still a little gimpy over there at first base. You know, we were talking about Hermida fouling a ball off his knee. Andrew wearing that shin guard, but he's got black and blue marks all over his knees and ankles and feet.
Francoeur pops up a 3-1 pitch. Back near the screen, Olivo can't make a play. And Francoeur now a full count.
That's why our camera people are the best. You know, even in right in the line of danger, Wayne Berry in danger of getting hit right on top of the head with that pop fly, never left his camera. Kept his hands right on it.
Runners go on a 3-2. Ball 4. The 4th walk of the inning for Julio. That will score Kelly Johnson. That will make it an 8-1 game.
And that'll put Francoeur on the board. He'll have a 1 next to the RBI column anyway.
And his 3rd walk of the year. Jeff Francoeur a year ago probably would have been swinging at every pitch.
Yeah.
But he was observing the games, sees that Julio can't throw strikes, make him throw some. Now McCann. Anthony's perfect pitch. 2 hits for Bryan in 3 trips. Matt Lindstrom is up in the pen. They got him from the Mets. And Freddie Gonzalez was raving about Lindstrom. Tyler Yates begins to throw for the Braves. 6th inning, all Atlanta. Tim Hudson, brilliant today. Scott Olson wasn't. Braves have scored off every Marlins pitcher in today's game. McCann, fly ball left center field. And Alfredo Amezaga puts it away on the warning track. 4 walks, plates a run for Atlanta. Jorge Julio's struggles continue on into our 7th inning.
Separate yourself from the herd. The innovative Ridgeline from Honda.
It's 30 shrimp at Red Lobster. That's 30 chances to indulge. 30 cravings to satisfy. Mix and match your 2 favorites from decadent shrimp pasta, crunchy hand-breaded, succulent scampi, or savor a first taste of new garlic grilled shrimp. Tender shrimp brushed with a garlic butter sauce. Choose your 2 favorites for just $12.99 during 30 shrimp only at Red Lobster.
Steroids can really damage your body. They can cause tendons to tear and bones to stop growing, damage kidneys, destroy the liver, even cause heart attacks and strokes. Not to mention something else they can do to a guy's body. Find out more about the dangers of using steroids. Visit drugfree.org.
Bands the 2007 Braves catalog. 20 pages of Braves t-shirts, caps, authentics, novelties, and more is now available. See why the Braves catalog has been your source for merchandise for 25 years. Order your Braves catalog at 1-800-433-BRAVES or visit the Braves Clubhouse store at CNN Center.
It's not too early to order your Braves parka.
No. You might still get some use out of it.
Tim Hudson back out there. He's pitched beautifully today. And he'll face Amezaga, Marlins pinch hitter, and then Hanley Ramirez. He's changed speeds. He's hit his spots. He's recorded 3 strikeouts today.
On a day that's been hard to stay loose.
Aaron Boone will hit next for Jorge Julio. Little bouncing ball right side. Hudson's got to hurry to the bag. Led nicely by Kelly Johnson. Well, he continues to make all the right decisions at second base.
Craig Wilson made a good decision too. Let that ball go. He had a chance to field this ball on an in-between hop, but rather than get caught on that hop, he knew Kelly was there and an easier feed. to Hudson by going toward the bag. Well done.
Aaron Boone, the hitter now. Aaron played first base for Florida in the Friday night game here. I like the pickup of Aaron Boone. Veteran guy, been around, great in the clubhouse, good with the young players.
Plays hard.
And Bo Porter with a fine play, the Marlins third base coach. Play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. After the game, Braves, as we've told you a couple of times, will head up to Washington. Both of those games will be seen with Joe and our colleague John Shambi regionally on Sports South. Then the Braves back home briefly with the Cubs on Wednesday, April the 18th. We'll have the Thursday matchup with those Cubbies as Hudson strikes out Boone. That'll be a 7:35 game Thursday night. Then the Braves have a long road trip. We'll go to New York, we'll go to Florida, and then we'll go to Colorado before coming back to Atlanta April 30th to face the Phillies.
Tim Hudson's next scheduled game is at Friday night extra at New York.
Here's Hanley Ramirez. Now we're going to do what's in Tom Glavine's locker in New York since they're the home team.
I think it'll be one of the Braves that's been recorded since this homestand's allowed that. I'm not sure who the locker investigation will be this week. Coordinating producer of Braves baseball is the keeper of those secrets. And like most secrets that he has, he's told me right away that it'll be Jeff Francoeur.
Now look at the mist swirling around the ballpark now.
That mist or are those flurries?
It might be snow. You're right.
It looks like San Francisco. We got a mixture of Chicago and San Francisco today with the fog rolling in. Only this is rain.
That sends the paying customers up to the concourse. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hanley Ramirez, it's coming down in pretty good shape here. Matt Lindstrom continues to loosen up for Florida. We're in the 7th. Really appreciate the fans who came out to the ballpark today. This has not been easy for them.
And treated to a nice offensive outburst, though, by the Braves.
Yes. Ball 4 low to Ramirez, who plays with a gimpy hamstring today. That's 4 walks for Tim today.
Well, he's handled Ugla pretty well outside of a base hit in the first inning. He struck him out twice since then, and this sequence, his last at bat, was beautiful. Off-speed pitch had him out in front, tailing fastball, and got him to chase the same pitch that was right on the outside corner. That's been pretty much indicative of Tim all day, aside from the walks.
And he pops him up on the first pitch. Kelly Johnson behind the second base bag, and we go to the 7th inning stretch on a drizzly day in Atlanta, but it's a happy one so far. Braves up 8-1.
Wood finishing projects can feel too big to tackle, but Minwax always makes it easy with rich wood stains and clear protective finishes. It's that simple. Minwax makes and keeps wood beautiful.
Human blood, the whole damn river.
Folks are worried that this is a plague. We are witnessing biblical events.
Open the door, Catherine, and you'll believe it.
What are you doing?
Ending this.
The Reaping. Rated R. Now playing.
Mattress World's having a good, better, best sale.
Get a twin, full, queen, or king for one low price.
Choose this one for just $99 each piece.
Go better for just $169 each piece.
Or best for just $239 each piece.
And get no interest, no payments for 1 full year.
If we can't beat any price on any comparable mattress, then the mattress is free. Mattress World off I-205, exit 12, 8 blocks north of Clackamas Fred Meyer.
Comcast high-speed internet is fast no matter where you are. But with DSL, the farther you are from the hub or central office,
the slower your connection.
Right. So I brought our computer way out to the backyard.
Is it getting slower?
No, it's no slower than usual.
Go left. Push it.
You come push it. You push it real good.
Connect fast from anywhere with Comcast high-speed internet. It's Comcasting.
Mark 5 back at Braves TBS Sports Control here in our Atlanta studios. And we're going to take a look at the 2 World Series teams for you now. St. Louis really struggling just to stay at 500, 5-5 coming into the day. Detroit, they've fared much better, looking to win their 3rd straight series today as they take on the Toronto Blue Jays. This game tied at 1 when John McDonald comes up with his first RBI of the season, driving in Royce Clayton. That hit coming off Nate Robertson, who actually pitched pretty well, giving up just 2 runs in 7 innings of work. And then on the day that B.J. Ryan goes on the disabled list with an elbow injury, Sean Markham comes in to get the save. Toronto gets the win 2-1. Guys?
All right, Mark, big lift for the Toronto Blue Jays then today, and a big lift for Tim Hudson. He's pitched great baseball through 7. Atlanta supported him with 8 runs today. And into the bullpen again goes Freddie Gonzalez of the Marlins, and a very young, talented right-hander. Matt Lindstrom is on to pitch, and here's a couple of defensive changes behind him. Cody Ross takes over in center. Alfredo Amezaga moves from center to shortstop.
And the pitcher Lindstrom will bat in the leadoff spot. He's been terrific in his first 4 games. Only 1 hit allowed in 3 innings. He's walked 1, struck out 1. And he too going without any long sleeves on today. I always think that's a risk for any pitcher. It's funny, he's got a long sleeve shirt on that comes down over his left elbow, his glove side, but not his pitching arm.
They got Lindstrom from the Mets with Henry Owens for Jason Vargas and Adam Bostic last November. And both Owens and Lindstrom are in the Marlins bullpen, and both guys have been lights out, they say. As you look at Matt Diaz's Napa scorecard today, 2 hits. Nothing new when he faces the Marlins.
Last pitch, 98.
He's big man, 6'4", 210 pounds, out of Rexburg, Idaho. Serve to right. And out of play, foul.
Another one at 98. He has a nice way of, he's got a high leg kick, but he doesn't rush himself. He kind of collects himself at the top of his leg kick, and then he really drives to the plate.
So Lindstrom and Owens from the Mets for Jason Vargas, who was not going to make the Marlins team, didn't make the Mets team either. And Adam Bostic. 0-2 count. And Diaz, did he go around? Yes, he did. That's a rainy, cold Sunday 8-1 called strikeout.
I agree. Go up, swing the bat. The thing that, yeah, he did. The thing that I always wonder about in situations like this with the Mets and their struggles to find some guys, some bodies for their bullpen, how do you give up an arm like this?
Well, if you look at his minor league numbers, he was a starting pitcher. His first 3+ years in the Mets organization. 0-6, 2-3, 7-3, 3-2, 5-5, 2-5. So he never really was a big winner in the low reaches of the minor leagues. And 1 year, in fact, with Binghamton in 2005, 2-5, a 5.40 ERA with 55 walks and 58 strikeouts, 11 wild pitches. So maybe he just hit the wall with the Mets and needed a change of address to see if he could get by. I mean, he's got a great arm.
No doubt about that.
And the other man they got, Henry Owens, also has been impressive. Owens was a guy that the Mets took in the free agent draft, or the Rule 5 draft, I beg your pardon. And I believe, talking to Dave Van Horn, Henry Owens' sister is a pitcher for the Alabama softball team.
No kidding.
With an ERA under 1. Heck, they may try to sign her too.
Sure. Matt Lindstrom sounds like a guy who scored in overtime to help the Canadiens beat somebody in the playoffs.
Well, there is a job open in the 9th inning in the Florida bullpen. Jorge Julio did not stake a claim to it today with 4 walks and a ton of pitches in an inning of work.
But with Taylor Tankersley coming back, he's got a big left-handed arm, and this guy, you mentioned Owens, good work. They've got some good choices to make. There's a pick from.
So you can learn something even if you're on the short end of a score like the Marlins are today of 8-1. Wilson down on a nasty breaking ball. Yikes. 2 hitters up, 2 hitters whiffed.
89-mile-an-hour slider. Kidding me?
And now Ryan Langerhans will bat for Hudson. And the Langerhans are thrilled.
Their perseverance paid off today.
Yes. Got to hand it to them. 1 ball, no strikes.
Very nice.
Need to get Ryan going. Hitting a $105.
Speaking of hockey, though, our Thrashers took it on the chin again yesterday. A really unfortunate goal, part of the 2-1 loss. They got to go to Madison Square Garden now.
Yep.
Try to even things up.
One pitch. Did you mean chin or did you want to say beak?
That, yeah. They can do it, though. I think Carolina last year won the Stanley Cup after losing their first 2 games in the playoffs, so Thrashers could do that too.
Right on by at 98. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, the roar in the press box yesterday when the Thrashers scored their first playoff goal was really neat to see. I mean, we've got these cynical newspaper reporters and TV types really got fired up, and then the same groan that you heard at Phillips when the Rangers scored the game-winning goal.
They'll get it turned around in Madison Square Garden. They've played well there this year. Got to tune it up a little bit against this guy, though. He's throwing 98. Shorten everything up. Let your hands do the work.
Tipped and caught by Olivo. How about that? Lindstrom comes in and strikes out the side and looks very, very comfortable. 8-1 Atlanta going to the 8th.
My cholesterol was out of whack. My bad cholesterol was high, and my good cholesterol was low. But I went online and I got this free Getting It Right kit. I learned that with my health factors, it was even more important that I get my cholesterol where my doctor wants. Now, he has me on Crestor. Crestor, along with diet, can lower the bad cholesterol. It can also raise the good. So is Crestor right for you? Ask your doctor. Mine said Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. And simple blood tests will check for liver problems. He also said to tell him about other medicines I'm taking, or if I have muscle pain or weakness, that could be a sign of serious side effects. Is your cholesterol out of whack? Go to gettingitright.com and get your free Getting It Right kit. Crestor helps get your cholesterol right.
If you're without prescription coverage and can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help. Code green. Target sighted.
What is that thing?
It's cutting down trees for all the paper used by other auto insurance companies.
Why?
Not all companies are as hassle-free as Esurance. With easy electronic billing and renewal, Esurance saves you time and...
Some green?
For the environment and your wallet. Quick, get in the hybrid. If you're on the go, you gotta have Esurance.
Save some green at esurance.com.
This June, meet the Pains. Hey, Pop, well, don't touch me. I don't know where your hands be. 3 generations under one roof and going over the edge. Don't miss Tyler Perry's all-new comedy series, House of Pain, coming this June only to TBS.
Wind continues to blow. It's cool here in Atlanta, and time for the know-how question of the game, built by the Home Depot. It comes from Jay Edmondson of Loudonville, Ohio. And in keeping with Jackie Robinson Day, he wants to know who was the last Brave to wear uniform number 42. And the answer, Jay, actually was not a player, but a current Major League manager. And at the time, he was a Braves coach. Ned Yost was the last Brave to wear number 42.
Did not know that. So a good question. As you look at Ryan Langerhans, he'll take over in left. Tyler Yates is on to pitch the 8th inning for Atlanta, leading the Marlins by an 8-1 score. Middle of the attack coming up for the Marlins. Miguel Cabrera took a swing, thought he checked it, but was rung up at first. 0-1 the count. Tyler Yates moves up a notch in the bullpen pecking order, what with Chad Pirano going down with injury. And the last couple of outings, Joe, has been very impressive with that fastball, mid-90s.
Well, he can throw hard, and he's got a good slider, good hard slider to go with it. I don't think you can overuse Tyler. Ooh. Pirano seemed to be one of those guys that, as Bobby said today, you know, I could use Chad pretty often on consecutive days, but I got to be careful about how I use Tyler, given his history of some arm trouble.
Tried that outside corner again and didn't get it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals extend their lead to 4-2 in the 5th over Milwaukee. Reds 1-0 over the Cubs at Wrigley in the 4th. Full count. Tampa Bay's tied the Twins 2-2 in the 6th. The game's at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. And Cabrera down on strikes.
It's almost not fair, Chip. You've been standing out in the field all day long. It's really, really cold. Hard to stay loose. You start stiffening up a little bit. The Marlins run out a guy throwing 98. And the Braves bring in a guy throwing 94, 95.
Mike Jacobs up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, we promise if you're making your plans to come to Atlanta and see some baseball this summer that it will be above 40 degrees at some point. We don't know when, but we know it'll happen.
Mike Jacobs just got one of those 8-1 top of the 8th. I'm freezing call strikes too.
I don't.
Better hack away.
Don't blame the umpires either. They don't get to go into the dugouts or the clubhouses and warm up in between innings. They stand out there in the chill. So good job by the men in blue today. And I know you were happy to see an old friend as well from the umpiring corps upstairs at Turner Field today.
Yeah.
Steve Palermo.
Hey, he looks great. Steve and I go back to 1974 in the Eastern Leagues where I first saw Steve. And the story I tell, and I think Mike Riley would be one of the first to tell it, Steve Palermo and current Major League umpire Mike Riley were partners on a 2-man team in AA. And Mike Riley was really ready to hang it up. He thought maybe umpiring wasn't for him, and Steve talked him into sticking it out. Mike's been a Major League manager for over 20 years now.
2-2.
Major League umpire, I beg your pardon.
Yates strikes out Jacobs at 95 miles an hour. And for those of you who don't know the story of Steve Palermo, one of the most popular umpires, one of the most professional umpires ever, and this was in the days before the umpires were Major League umpires, but National League and American League. He was over in the American League, was dining out after a game in Texas that he had umpired, was with a friend at the restaurant, heard that some patrons were being assaulted in the parking lot, ran out and was shot, trying to come to the aid of someone else he didn't even know. That gunshot paralyzed him for quite some time. The doctors told him and his wife that he'll probably never walk again. Well, Steve Palermo is walking again and working again, and is an umpire supervisor. And for those of us who work in a field where we use the language and the term hero, and sometimes overuse it, I don't think you can overuse it too often when you speak of the sacrifice that Steve Palermo made for, again, someone who was in need.
And on top of that, he was one of the best, if not the best umpire in the American League, if not baseball at the time. Terrific ball and strike guy, always hustled everywhere he went.
And to give you an idea, I joke with him whenever I see Steve and there's a major league player. Hey, did you ever throw him out of the game? He said, no, my job was to keep the guys in the game. He really got it. So did Tyler Yates. How about that inning? Lindstrom strikes out the side. Tyler Yates answers. And we go to the 9th inning.
Come spring and summer, our yard is our family room. We sleep in there, but we definitely live out here.
I really just like the feeling of the grass.
We like a healthy lawn, and it's got to be durable, and our lawn really is both.
A healthy lawn means that we can get out there, feel comfortable in the grass.
We use Scott's Turf Builder Plus 2. It feeds the lawn, and it kills dandelions.
We hate dandelions. We don't like to have them around.
I got some good old-fashioned grass stains on my pants. That's a sign of a good day. We had a lot of fun and want to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's our Scott's lawn.
Nicorette Fruit Gel, the stop-smoking gum that helps fight cravings and is coated with a grapefruit flavor. So you might actually use it, which means this time it could help you quit. Nicorette Fruit Gel. Start chewing, start quitting.
It's a whole new season and a whole new ball game. Major League Baseball 2K7 from 2K Sports. Rated everyone.
Hello, ladies. What would having a successful home-based business mean to you?
I became a father 2 years ago, and I love the free time this business gives me. It's priceless.
Go to www.movepeopleforward.com.
The Story of a Ring, Chapter 1, The Design Process. Chapter 2, Carving the Wax Impression. Chapter 3, the fine finishing and setting by a master jeweler. And the final chapter, the happy customer, loving their custom design. From LaRogue Brothers, our experience is your confidence.
Want to make more money and work when you want? Go to our website.
I was skeptical at first. I went to the website, got the information. It changed my life.
Go to www.movepeopleforward.com.
8-1 Atlanta on a cool, cold, windy day in Atlanta, but sure didn't dampen the spirits of John Smoltz and his efforts for strikeout hunger for the Atlanta Food Bank as folks lined up to make their donation and get an autograph on the way into the ballpark today from John, who certainly commits himself to a lot of different charity functions and events here in Atlanta, puts his name on a lot of it, like Strikeout Hunger. One of the reasons he won the Roberto Clemente Award a couple of years ago for his off-the-field work and service.
Andy Messenger on to pitch for the Florida club. Jason Wood takes over for Miguel Cabrera at third base. And Kelly Johnson has had a good day all around again today. Down quickly 0-2. I think you can use that term heroic when it comes to John Smoltz as well with regards to his charitable endeavors. I think we all baseball talk too much about how much guys make and how little, and talk too little about how much guys do. And most of the time you never even know it. And that's the sad part.
Well, it's not sensational enough for people. You know, anymore we're all captivated by headlines and negative publicity. It seems too bad. It seems too bad to me that that's what we're all caught up in.
2-2 count. Kelly puts a charge into one to left, but Willingham should catch it. One out for Edgar Renteria. Well, they got some big boys down in that bullpen.
Yes, they do.
Julio, Lindstrom, and now Messenger.
And Messenger throws hard too. This is his 5th game. He hasn't given up a run. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 4 2/3 now. He pitched well for Florida last year. I like him. He's a good setup man. Got that Chad Cordero look, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't really like that look, to be honest with you.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, how can you get a new cap and not, you know, even curve the bill just a little bit?
It's not just that, but you know, some people at home like to know a guy's got eyebrows.
Well, that's not a problem with me. Edgar, defensive swing, rolls it to short. Tough play on Messiga, but he made it.
In the sunshine, no less.
Wow, what's that blue stuff up there? Blue sky peeping through.
Look quick, kids. It's our April sun.
Wow. Chipper Jones. A strikeout, 2 walks, and a long homer. And if you missed it, would it happen live? If you missed it in the 5th, if you missed it in the 6th, you may be out of luck. Long run. In there. Oh, what a play on Messiga. An unbelievable catch by the shortstop, who slid about 12 feet on that warning track to come up with that pop-up. And I had no faith that he'd make that play, but he did. That's a dandy, folks. And now, indeed, we go to the ninth.
Hey, think I got here by sitting on my butt all day playing video games? Come on, get out there on a Honda. Who knows? Maybe one day some kid will be playing you.
The Honda CRF F-Series. Unplug your kids. As low as $39 a month upon approved credit, and up to $200 in bonus bucks on select models.
For the best protection against water damage, one name says it all. Thompson's Water Seal, waterproofer plus wood protector for the highest level of water protection guaranteed. Thompson's Water Seal and Thompson's Water Seal Advanced, the most powerful protection against water damage.
There you go. Good job. Good job. Keep up. Keep up. Keep up. Flying fish. There you go.
Got an MLB mindset? You'll need it. The #1 baseball game is back. MLB 07, the show. Rated E for everyone. Available on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation Portable.
Hey, what's wrong?
Joe's athlete's foot. He takes me off, puts me on, takes me off, smearing on those creams over and over.
Ah, show him the new stuff. It's new Lamisil Gel Advanced.
It's blue?
Yes. Its revolutionary cooling gel penetrates faster, and it gets rid of athlete's foot with half the treatments of the other stuff. It's the most advanced medicine out there.
Half the treatments? Never heard of that before.
That's because it's new, laddie. New Lamisil Gel Advanced. Half the treatments, all the cure.
What is happening in this small town
I could give you 100 reasons why your river's turned red.
is only the beginning
of the end.
You just better prepare yourself.
The Reaping, rated R, now playing.
We are back at Turner Field where there is some bright sunshine and the cloud cover trying to break up a bit on a cold, windy day. It's 8-1 Atlanta, and the Marlins up for their final opportunity in today's game. And there's a look at Peter Moylan, who pitched 15 times for the Braves in the big leagues last season, and seemingly every time he was up, the Braves were getting ready to go to New York. I don't know how that worked out, but it's going to work out that way again for him, it would appear.
And he'd come out of New York with some new duds. He'd come out with a new suit or two every time also.
And he's a guy that I would think right-handers would not like to face.
Well, he even dropped down a little bit lower in his delivery in spring training, and it made him that much more effective. Almost put him on the ball club to start the season. He pitched that well.
Olivo, 0 for 3 today. Fights that ball off.
And he didn't pitch poorly for the Braves last year. Had almost a strikeout per inning, and he's been in a couple of games this year for Richmond. They started the season in Buffalo. Sounds like the Major League schedule maker put the AAA International League schedule together too. So they didn't get any games in up there because it was snowing. 2 games, no runs.
A little chopper left side. Chipper got a good jump. Off balance throw, but Olivo, an infield hit. Not much chance for Chipper or Renteria, but good to see Chipper Jones on a cold day able to move to his left so quickly.
Yeah, that was in no man's land, especially fielding the ball and being off balance after you get it.
You made a good point too about Amezaga, who ended the Braves 8th with just an unbelievable play from shortstop.
Just that you're down 8-1 if you're Amezaga and the Marlins, and it's cold, and it'd be easy to kind of blow that pop-up off. Long way to go to get it, and he hustled over there, slid on the warning track, and got it.
Orchard smokes that right back up the middle. Now lefties should have a much easier time picking up Moylan than righties. They get a long look at his release point, and Orchard didn't waste any time. 2 on, nobody out.
If you go back to some guys who dropped down, and Dan Quisenberry always comes to my mind first because he was such a great guy and a very successful closer for the Royals. But he was almost more effective against left-handers because his ball would kind of come up and had a little hump on it and then sink down and away.
McCann thought about a throw to third. Second and third on the runners with a wild pitch.
Moylan's delivery is not quite like that. It's more directly sidearm, and left-handers see it out of the hand pretty good, except when it almost kneecaps him. That was not a good pitch. See if he can get out of this.
Second, third for Amezaga. Ball 2. 2-0. Don't want to mess around too much with these Marlins. Into right field. Nobody's getting that. That'll score 2. And how far will Amezaga go? He's got at least a triple. And he stands there with nobody out. 8-3 in the 9th.
More importantly, Chip, you don't want to mess around and force Bobby to have to get Wickman or Soriano or Gonzalez up on a day where they shouldn't have to come into a ball game or even warm up.
Roger McDowell out for a quick chat as Jason Wood is the next Florida hitter.
It's a slow walk too. That means somebody's probably getting up to loosen up. And indeed, Bob Wickman does begin to play a little catch. Under the watchful eye of new Braves bullpen coach Eddie Perez. Saw Bobby Dews here at the ballpark over the weekend. He's still very much involved with the organization, works with the infielders.
And he wanted, as did we, to pass along our thoughts and wishes for a speedy recovery to Jim Beecham, who I know watches and listens to every Braves game. Jim's been under the weather for quite some time, and we're all thinking about you today, Beach. There's a big breaking ball to Jason Wood. Dad was telling me Jim Beecham was the first ball player he ever broadcast when he was doing the games in Tulsa.
Hey, Beach could hit him a long way.
He said great power, great speed, excellent glove man, and a great guy.
And he's an Okie.
Well, 1 out of 3 that I know ain't too bad. Ground ball left side. Chipper spears that. That'll bring a run home. There's the first out, however. It's now an 8-4 game. As give Wood an RBI on a ground out.
Okay, you've cleared the bases. They got their runs. Now get the game over with.
Yep. Here's Ross. Low, one ball. No strikes. Braves will face the Nationals tomorrow, and they'll be ready for that series because the wind will be about like this, if not stronger, up at RFK Stadium.
Yeah, they're saying gusts up to 40 miles an hour up there tomorrow. Yeah. That stadium is much like old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. It's enclosed, kind of a cookie cutter. I don't know what the wind will do inside that stadium. I'm guessing with the age of RFK Stadium, no, there's going to be a lot of rattling of something.
Well, you'll feel the press box swaying. I know that. So 4 runners on for the Marlins in this 9th inning. And Dan Uglow's coming up. I'll tell you this about the Nationals. They're starting pitching pretty good the last 5 or 6 games for them. Been able to score a few runs up in New York against the Mets.
Well, and with the numbers that we talked about earlier, Chip, their offense, like you said, you don't want to give them some hope that they might actually get back in this thing, which they've already done. They've gotten within 4, but cut it off right here.
Braves earlier in the game turned 3 double plays, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Another one here in the 9th would end it.
Kid who made their ball club out of spring training as the center fielder and then hurt his ankle is on deck. Alejandro de Aza.
And I think Bobby is not going to mess around here. So he didn't want to, but with an 8-1 game, Peter Moylan came on in the 9th inning, gave up an infield hit, a sharply hit single, a triple, and a ground out to plate 3 Florida runs in the 9th. It's 8-4, man at first, 1 out, no count yet. And we will send it now to our pal Mark Fine.
All right, thank you very much, Chip. Welcome back to our Atlanta studios. But told you earlier, actually, before the start of the game, that it was Ken Griffey Jr.'s idea originally to wear number 42 today, and then it kind of caught fire and everybody wanted to do it, honoring Jackie Robinson, of course. Let's check out the Cubs and the Reds. And after Jr. said he wanted to do it, well, some teams in their entirety decided to wear 42, Cubs being one of them. You saw them all out there. Jeff Conide, 2-out RBI single here off Ted Lilly, the starter for the Cubs. Brandon Phillips in the score. Reds take the lead 1-0. That's where this one stands in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back to finish up that Braves game right after this.
Where does it hurt? New Elite liquid gels can make it better.
My neck has been getting really painful.
With a sore back, it's hard to paddle.
My knee is where it hurts.
Now for the first time, liquid speed meets Aleve strength. In new Aleve liquid gels, all-day relief for painful joints, backs, and muscles.
but he's nice and happy again. It's nice and loose.
I didn't even think about the pain.
I can focus on that rock.
Where does it hurt? Aleve can make it better liquid fast.
Are our SUVs as much fun as our bikes?
You think you can handle it?
Can you?
Introducing the all-new Suzuki XL7 midsize crossover SUV. It's going to be a great ride. Get 0% financing with no payments till July.
You want to argue about this? Then let's argue naked.
Sure, anything to move it along.
Billing Ball stars in the all-new TBS comedy series, The Billing Ball Show. Premieres July 17th, only on TBS.
Marlins trying for a big ninth-inning miracle. They've scored 3. They have a runner at first with 1 out. Peter Moylan gave up 3 hits and that walk in a third of a frame. And now Bob Wickman's on to try to finish it off. Braves bullpen has been very, very good. Wickman, perfect as you see.
3 for 3 in saves, and just a .211 batting average against him. Been sitting around out there, and there's a place you can go out in the bullpen in the little room out there where you can get warm and stay warm. But hard on you sitting around all day in the cold weather to try to get loose just for a couple of batters.
Yeah, we used to see John Foster come out of that door all the time. When bullpen was active. It's not now as Wickman's in the game to face Dan Ugla. 8-4, Atlanta the lead. Braves trying to win their 8th. Bob comes in as he usually does with a first pitch strike.
Noticed Ugla went back to the dressing room and got some long sleeves on too.
And now the rain falling again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tim Hudson started, went 7 innings, 6 hits, a run. Tyler Yates struck out the side in the 8th. Now Moylan and Wickman for the 9th. Ball 2 outside. Ugla, an amazing story. Rule 5 draft pick by Florida off the Arizona Diamondbacks roster. 1 year later, he's an all-star. First time that's ever happened. Might happen this year again with Josh Hamilton in Cincinnati.
We've had people ask about what a Rule 5 draft is, and that's a player on another team's roster. It's not on the 40-man Major League roster over the winter. You're on like the AAA roster. And there's a draft held just for those players who are eligible to be stolen away by another team, an organization. And in this case, Florida took him off the Arizona AAA roster. That's called the Rule 5 draft. And the rule stipulates that you have to come to the big leagues and stay the whole year. Cost is $50,000 when the Marlins drafted him away from Arizona. If you decide not to keep him, if you try to send him back to AAA, you have to offer him back to his original team for $25,000. And they can accept or say, no, keep him.
Strike 3. Ugla couldn't pull the trigger. Second out. First batter face, such an important statistic for a man coming out of the bullpen. And Bob gets Ugla here in the 9th.
Right down the pipe, too. 3rd strikeout of the day for Ugla.
And here is Alejandro De Aza. He's the kid that made their team out of spring training. Center field has been a problem for the Marlins pretty much ever since Juan Pierre left. But they really like this kid. He did not play Friday night because he rolled his ankle. Freddie wants to be very careful with him. Strike call.
Good job by Wickman. Shows you what can happen if you just throw strikes. Don't nitpick around.
Braves will allow Ross to take second. As De Aza, another Rule 5 pick. He came from the Dodgers organization.
I didn't realize that. They've done real well with that rule. He'll probably be back in the lineup tomorrow. He's been itching to get back in there, and Freddie's been holding him out.
Mike Jacobs would be next. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, just soon not see Mr. Jacobs come up there with a chance to make it a 1-run game.
One more to get. And it'd be a 5-3 homestand.
That was a little bit wide of the mark, but better be hacking, as we've been saying.
8-4, Braves in front. Broken back. Kelly Johnson. High throw, and the Braves win it 8-4 and split the series. Good homestand for Atlanta. And Tim Hudson, about whom we spoke in our open, continues to pitch great baseball here at the start of the 07 season. And we'll be back to recap it right after this.
Hey, boss, do we have Aflac?
Nah, we have something else.
But if you're hurt and miss work, does it pay cash like Aflac does?
Nah.
Or let you spend it any way you want, like for gas and groceries?
Nah.
Or help with everyday bills like Aflac does?
Nah, nah, nah.
There's only one Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Nah.
23 trips to the doctor, 7 trips to the vet, 76 trips to the grocery store, 3 weekend getaways, 1 vacation with everything on it, 4 recitals, 23 soccer games, away, and back and forth to work every day in between. You depend on your vehicle for a lot over the course of a year. Make sure it stays dependable with regularly scheduled maintenance at your local Napa Auto Care Center.
I really like this hot fudge shake.
The Oreo bits are good.
Why aren't you drinking yours?
I'm waiting for it to cool down.
It's a hot fudge shake, but it's not hot. Once the hot fudge hits the shake part, it's all cold. See?
Not as hot as you would think a shake might be.
You never think that a shake is hot.
Unless it's called a hot fudge shake.
Even then, you pretty much figure out that it's not going to be hot.
Well, you have to have somebody explain it to you.
You do.
Hot fudge shake made with Oreo cookies. New at Sonic. A favorite childhood cookie blended with hot fudge into a cool, creamy treat. Pay the Sonic way. Swipe your credit or My Sonic card from your car.
Braves TBS Baseball, brought to you by the Home Depot. With the guaranteed low price and the know-how to make every dollar work harder. You can do it, we can help. By Napa Auto Parts. Napa, get the good stuff. By Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. And by Aflac, ask about it at work.
Just as the game ended, the rain started falling again here at Turner Field, but despite it being a cold, windy day, the Braves prevailed thanks to a couple of long balls. First from the big hit of the third inning off Scott Olson was a 3-run shot off Chipper Jones. The Braves' 5-run inning set the stage for the ball game. And then his cohort, Andrew Jones, did it. A home run, his third of the year, deep into the left field seats. The 57th time the Jones boys have homered in the same game, and the Braves go on to win it 8-4 today. The hits were even at 9 apiece. Each team made an error. The Marlins left 8, the Braves 7. Hudson, the winner, his ERA 0.86 going into his next start next Friday at New York. Lost to Olson 2-1. He is now against Atlanta 1-3 in his career and a huge ERA. Braves' 5th come from behind victory of the year. 25,189 braved the elements.
And the Braves will head to Washington for 2 ball games. Joe and John.